I got it. I'm taking care of this.
I didn't know their warranty was only 1 year.
Whose? Labor?
Yeah.
Whose?
Fix it.
Well, labor, yeah, but 10-year parts.
That's manufacturer, I'm sure.
The reason she said she didn't call the plumb line back is because the air never did work right.
She must have a dead vent that goes nowhere. It has to
Something
be.
like that.
Or they got this massive trunk and that vent's got a little tiny
That's what I would say.
orifice.
Guys,
You want to say that? Hey, so I'll call about, you want to play Lone Tree, I assume.
Yeah, the good one. Not the bad one. Maybe that dude's there.
No, he's out this week.
Did you play him yet?
No, he's not going to be back. I just sent it to him yesterday about joining.
Yeah, send me whatever and I'll do the same. What, me play Dan? You're right.
Good one.
That was a good comeback.
I know. What do we have one up? Yeah, that
We're up.
car broke. Oh, here it is. Held yesterday. Held her abuse. I don't remember that one. These are pretty cool little scooters, man.
You don't pay a cent until you're content. Only with ExcelRoofing.com. Tasting for The Situation with Michael Brown.
If every talk show would treat their listeners with the disrespect that I do, their ratings would shoot through the roof.
We don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show anywhere in the universe that solves problems, answer questions, and take complaints, and we make your life just a little easier. Yes, we do, and I love doing what I do. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, free market valuations of your home. Whether you don't want to list or not, you just want to see if it's worth maybe, improving, fixing up, whatever it is. You can get a free valuation. Now, it's based on what this house will sell for, not what Zillow says, not what an appraisal says. Do you know nowadays homes are selling for up to $100,000 more than appraisal?
It's ridiculous.
Can you believe this, Mark?
I can.
Now, the next question, the next observation. This, by the way, that's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. I don't think I've ever gotten a complaint about Frank or anything but a great review.
He's too nice.
Now, here's the other thing. If you are listening, you won't find better. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Okay, but Mark, not only are homes selling for more than $100,000 over asking, so are cars, some of them.
Yeah, I was just talking to someone in the hallway, man, before we came in, and he's got a little Lexus he bought a couple years ago, and he can sell it back to the dealer, not even retail it, sell it as a trade. Sell it, not even trade it in, cash, for more than what he bought it for.
I can get damn near twice what I paid for my car, damn near twice.
Here's the problem,
What do you buy?
Well, exactly.
What do you buy?
A bicycle.
What do you buy? You know what? It's all the same. I mean,
same with the house.
You get more, but you pay more.
You're thinking, oh man, I can make $200-300 on this house, but guess what? You go to buy something else around here, it's going to cost you that.
I want you to call me on any problems, questions, and complaints, folks, before they get major. No pun intended.
You know what? We had a call.
Before they get major. That's cool. Call before they get major. Go ahead.
Listen to this, man. We had a call yesterday. Another one of these cars taken by Denver under the nuisance abatement. It's absolutely insane. Then I heard a rumor from a caller that Corey, remember KKK Corey?
Yeah.
That he's running for, it was something in Douglas County. Last year it was school board.
Corey Nelson.
Corey Nelson. This year I think he's running for county clerk. I don't know if that's true or not. I was trying to look on. You're sure about it?
Yeah, sure.
Where'd you look it up?
You can look it up, Corey Nelson.
Oh, man, we got to stop
What is he
him.
running for?
County clerk at Douglas.
By the way, we have documented evidence that he was lying in this one case.
He was lying. The mayor sat in our sister station and was lying to a host over there that they don't do it in Denver.
So we're going to have to go after Corey Nelson. See, he has political aspirations, and we have to go after him because, in my opinion, he's a liar. He was saying about that one guy that he never heard from him, and he did, and then went in and got a default judgment so they could auction his car. This guy's a scumbag. In fact, Mayor, can the mayor run again? I don't know. Are there term limits for the mayor?
I'm sure there are term limits.
Our whore-loving mayor is, you talk about corrupt. That man is such a liar. I wouldn't mind if he didn't outright lie, but how did he think he was going to be on Mandy Condal and just outright lie about the nuisance abatement law? That's what I want to know. Outright lied and said it doesn't go on the way I described it.
No, it does. In certain aspects, it does all the time. It's pretty bad, man. Someone can actually... the one that really got to me, that got me fired up, was a guy that brought it to the repair shop. They test drove the vehicle after he dropped it off. They did the brakes or whatever. As they're test driving it, they get pulled over for running a stop sign or whatever it is. This guy loses his car. I mean, where is the reality of that?
I should bring people up to date on what the nuisance abatement is. To be honest with you, I get really pissed off when I talk about this to a point where it frustrates me and saddens me because we've been unable right now to figure out a way. I do want to fight it, but here's what they've done. They stopped keeping records on it on purpose so they don't have to hand over records. They've done that on purpose. Now, there's not a journalist in the city with balls or nerves enough to do a story on this. Not one. Not one, because they're all high school journalism. You TV cub reporters out there, with your makeup and your hair gels, here's what you do, okay? The nuisance abatement law in Denver is the most corrupt system there is on the face of the earth. Here's what it says. If your vehicle is related to any crime, period, they can take your vehicle, but listen to this. That means one guy let his uncle borrow the car to go to 7-Eleven. The uncle had some outstanding tickets and some other stuff. He was a scofflaw. He gets arrested. The car's impounded. They keep the car. Even though that car has nothing to do with it. But here's another one. Even one guy was driving, a black dude, gets pulled over, of course, for suspicion of a robbery, of course. Turns out it's not him. Turns out they found the real perp. Here's the real injustice. Do you want to hear this? Even though the charge was dropped, there is no charge. They kept the car anyway. Now think about this. I can understand if they found a drug dealer. I can understand if they found a thief. I can understand if they found someone and convicted them keeping their property. But even then, it's a little suspect. But think about this. The Denver nuisance abatement law, says this. It says that if you have your car taken, even if the underlying crime was a mistake, dismissed, or never even happened, they can still keep your car because the city says that's a separate issue. It's a civil issue. Then on the civil end, they fight you and keep your car. The God's honest truth. They use the crime as an excuse to take it, but then, listen to this, to keep it, it reverts to a civil matter. So even if the underlying crime does not exist, or even if the vehicle has nothing to do with it, they keep it. Now listen, in my study of this nuisance abatement law, who do you think loses their vehicle most of the time?
White rich guys.
Yeah, do you think it's Brad from Highlands Ranch or Buffy from from Wash Park? What do you think? No, it's someone else from 5 Points or some other part. Here's what I'm saying: minorities. Let me just put it that way. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Poor and minorities. Why? Because they won't fight it civilly. They won't get an attorney. The vehicles they take are usually between $1,000 and $8,000. They target minorities. Now, I hope to God someone is listening, because in our enlightened, so-called woke age, you would think that a law that targets minorities, you hypocrite Hancock, you would think that this law would be altered to at least make it so if someone was convicted, maybe, or if the vehicle had nothing, at least require a conviction or something. Something. Is there someone with the city? Is there someone with the city that can help us? Someone. Now, I'm going to take some calls because we have some problems here and some follow-ups. Virginia? What's going on with you, Virginia?
Well, there's a couple things going on because I'm knocking on 60 or 70. I got myself trapped in a situation with an enabler and an addict.
Hold on. Are you the one being abused?
On the sidelines abused, but I'm watching it and seeing it on a regular daily basis, and it's not right. And the police were out here
All right, you hold on and we'll come right back to you.
It's my doc.
You know, Mark, my son bought a new Subaru Outback in October.
Yeah.
And because he used to work for Trump Subaru. Now they want to buy the car back from him and give him a brand new one. And I don't think it's going to be any money in it.
Hold on a second. You know, if you use your equity right in your house, you can do a lot of, if you use your equity right in your house, you can do a lot of different things. I want to tell you about a loan product out there now that is absolutely amazing. You can talk to Kurt about it at affordable interest mortgage, but here's the deal. It actually offsets the balance with whatever you have in your checking or savings account. So you can sweep your money every night from your existing bank accounts into a special one that offsets it, or you can use it as a line of credit. So if you have $100,000 due on your house right now, and it's worth $500,000, this product comes in, it takes first position. It's your first and only mortgage on the house at that point. If you have that kind of cash sitting in a bank account, you literally would owe no payment, no interest. And the other thing that's incredible about this loan is it's simple interest. That is a key factor. If you talk to Kurt, he can break it down, show you how much you will save. I'm telling you, look into this. It's really big over the pond. 720-895-0500 AIM. That's Affordable Interest Mortgage. 720-895-0500. Now, let me tell you what Suzanne and I did when we wanted to get a price on new countertops for our bathroom. We took pictures of our existing stuff and we sent it over to Mitch Floria at the Art of Granite. He sent us back a price, then he came out, he got everything installed. The pricing was great, the service was great. You got to check these guys out. theartofgranite.com. Now, what is GoTrax? 50 miles per charge. Designed with rear-wheel drive.
You're buying one of them?
Yeah, for the RV.
You're kidding me.
No, not at all. What? They're fucking badass, man.
What is it?
I ordered our bike rack for our electric. It's still like a month fucking out, man. It's crazy because of how heavy they are.
Huh.
Just go downtown and grab one.
That's right. They're free downtown. There's free scooters.
Had you bet me that he would resign,
Yeah.
I would have bet anything against
We
him.
did bet. You owe me lunch.
No, we bet on
Damn.
criminal charges.
I do not.
You want to have that?
We never bet on resignation.
No, I know.
I
It was
would have
criminal
bet-
and then
I would have owed you.
and his others.
I would have owed you. Because there's no way I would have ever.
Well, they thought they could get it through their House and Senate and get them impeached, trial and all, real quick, man. Here's the deal: we're going to know Friday or Saturday whether or not there's going to be criminal charges.
Yeah.
I think they said they had the votes for impeachment.
Yeah, I think they did too. But it is a big one, man. Cuomo stepping down.
Wow.
But you know, it's so big. He was the one they wanted to run for president.
You know, back in the day, though, you know, I feel bad in a way because think of Kennedy, think all these guys, man. They were all fucking womanizers, every one of them. They had
I
fucking.
sent that off to those guys.
I wouldn't say everyone, but
Well, most of them. Most of the Kennedys. Name a Kennedy that wasn't.
It's true.
My battery was delivered. No 100 days, David.
Oh, sweet.
I don't think Nixon.
I can't see Nixon being a player.
I think Lyndon Johnson was.
Do you?
Yeah. Actually, he was a racist.
I bet Barack was. I bet he was a player. Or is a player.
Clinton wasn't.
No, Clinton was on the straight and narrow. Nothing like getting hit in the White House, right? Or excuse me, the Oval Office.
Well, what he said, I seen him on, I think it was Barbara Walters with, asking about Jennifer Flowers. He says, I never had a 6-year affair with Jennifer Flowers. That's his wife around Hillary. It's probably 5.
Or 3.
I never had a 5.5 year.
I never had a 5-year, 4-day affair with that woman.
It all depends what is.
That was the best. I did not have sex with that woman.
No, did you hear the part where he talked about the word is, or was it the word it?
No, that was his whole argument why he didn't lie to Congress.
Well, I thought he said blowjob was not sex.
He said that too.
Yeah.
A blowjob is not
That's the
sex.
kissing president. I mean, the kissing governor.
He kisses everybody. The photo he released
It's Italian.
of him kissing guys was my look. I love those. Look, here I'm groping Gore.
Oh, wow.
And look, I'm giving a full Frenchie to this guy.
You know,
There's tongue
that's
there.
De Niro.
Was that De Niro?
There's tongue there.
Yeah, where's Hollywood during all this, too?
Yeah.
I got a bunch of relatives still up in Albany.
You don't see it
Not
that way.
one fucking word.
I wonder if CNN's going to have it. Where's the remote, Mark, for CNN?
No, look at CNN. Oh, okay.
That's not.
I was going to say, they had the presser on, so it'll be there.
We'll see. Will it be on right now? It better be. I'll bet you it's. Okay, never mind.
Damn it, lunch.
You know, what's her name? Oh, on the Views said? Joyless Dayhart. She said, he's either going to resign or become a Republican.
That's pretty funny, though.
Joyless Bear.
That's pretty funny.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Maybe you've heard. The kissing governor has resigned.
14 days.
Don Cuomo. Anyway, let's go to Smarty Marty. Now, listen, Virginia, we'll come right back to you. I need some updates from Smarty, Deputy Smarty Pants. What's going on, Deputy?
Well, hi there, Tom.
Yes, sir.
I understand one of my updates, Tom Mills called in yesterday.
About?
It was the Circle K $1,000.
Oh, you missed that one. Let's have Marty give it again. Listen to this.
I know what the original Circle K was. This guy went to Circle K, and he paid in two $500 transactions back-to-back $1,000 for them to charge up his Cash App.
That's right, a Visa, basically a prepaid Visa card.
Now, it was for the Cash App specifically, and then it never showed up on his account. He calls Circle K, or he calls Cash App, and they say, we never got it. He calls Circle K, and they say, well, it's a problem with Cash App. And then he didn't know what to do. So he calls us. We get Smarty Marty, the pit bull he is, and we say, hey, just track this down. Take it from there.
Yes, so I called the store, and I spoke with the manager named Agnes, and she was surprised that this was still going on. She says we gave him a phone number to call, and I'm shocked this still is happening, but we'll look into it. I need him to bring his receipt to me tomorrow or whatever day, and we'll look into it further. So, long story short, he got his $1,000 back on the card, and they gave him $50 gift card for apologies.
Now, I want to know something, Deputy Smarty Pants. Did you ever find out, or did they ever admit what happened?
Yeah, well, I'm on that right now as we're speaking. I'm texting with Tom right now because I wanted to hear the story, and all she had to do was follow through that day. The only reason she followed through was because of us.
Here's what I think happened. Because he wasn't getting a new card, remember on the bottom of the receipts it said activation failed. I think the money they took, they did not put it on his existing card or account, and that's why it went through the register system, and it ended up at Circle K Corporate here, and they didn't know what it was, what to do with it, until Marty called over there.
Well, so I never called corporate. I just called the manager, who she then called corporate.
Right.
And
yeah.
According to Tom, the consumer, I'm reading exactly what he's saying now. He said that she called corporate, they looked, and they found my money right away. It could have been solved in a day. So they waited. I mean, she could have done it that day, and she just refused to do it, I guess.
You know, they probably thought he was trying to pull a fast one when he first went back.
They thought he was scamming.
Hey, here's what I'd like to know.
He should get free Slurpees for a year.
Well, he got the $50. Okay, here's what I'd like to know. What else you got on your plate?
The other case is Steve Hull and Bath Planet. This was...
Yes, I remember.
Okay,
so what happened?
State. Well, this is a Friday. I got involved on a Friday afternoon, and I told Steve, look, this is Friday. It's going to be hard to reach these people, so give me some time. And he said, fine. So I called the number that Steve gave me. The owner's daughter answered the phone. She says, Mom's not here.
Didn't he pay $20,000 for 2 baths, right? He said the job was complete with multiple problems.
Right, correct. So what my strategy is these days, as I've written to you and told you.
Don't give it away.
Okay. Well, the other deputies, I like to share.
I'm just kidding. He just does a lot by email. He goes to the key people. He hounds them. So what happened on this problem?
Well, I called. I got her mom's email address. I asked the daughter, can I have your mom's email? I got it. I sent a detailed email that Steve sent me, because that's what I do. I get this consumer's email to me. I forward it to the owner, and all I know is 2 hours later, Steve calls me saying they're fixing it, or to that effect. They're coming by next week, and they're going to make things good. So
have we heard if they really did?
Steve says it's a process. That he says there's parts. There's some issues with getting some parts or something.
Okay.
And
well,
so
we'll stay on top of it. I just hope people hear this, how dedicated our people are, how dedicated we all are, and how we solve problems. And Marty, that's wonderful news. And I just wish you could rub off on Deputy Dan a little, maybe.
Yeah, listen, I'm a helper, not a magician.
Hey, Marty, did you hear yesterday Scott got the second part of his house brought up, too, to Granby?
Yes, I heard you tell me I was going to call in.
And we should talk about that.
There's a long ways to go, but, man, it's moving. And there's a cop down there, a detective for Grand County, or Lake County, I'm sorry, that's really kicking ass.
So a guy calls us, spent $291,000 on a house and could see no progress whatsoever. We got involved, lit a fire, and that Thon guy, Thon, Thon, who you affectionately call Thong, what was the name of his company, Mark?
I don't remember. He had so many of them.
I'll find it. Anyway, it's amazing. And so it was, yeah, we'll find it.
I really got to give it to the guys up there, though. You know, the DA got involved, and he got one of the officers over there. They got a detective
involved. It was Terry Thong and
Terry Thong.
Home Crafters. Home Crafters. It's working out, folks. That doesn't mean I'd run to this guy's door, but it is working out. Virginia, we haven't forgotten about you. So, Virginia, the main complaint of abuse is for who?
Well, it's everybody that she's around.
Now, who's around? Everybody who's around. That's what I need to know.
Okay. It's an addict and an enabler situation.
Right. So explain the situation. Who is being abused primarily? Is there someone living with this addict?
The homeowner.
Yeah. Who is it? Who are you calling for?
Well, myself and him.
Okay, who is this him? Is he your brother, your father, your uncle,
He's a person that I care about,
okay.
And I do not like seeing people abused.
Got it. He's a friend, okay, and he's being abused. How is he being abused?
He took this person up off the street 10 years ago.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. He took someone in. Now, is this just anyone or a relative?
No, it is someone that was on the streets and they were crying the blues because nobody ever gave him a break. And he was in his 70s then, and he thought, well, this is going to be the last time I can help somebody.
Okay, hold on a second. This friend is a man, and he was in his 70s.
Right, at that time when he took her in.
Oh, my God, what a kind man. And he took
Now he's in his early 80s. And Sunday morning, she was throwing knives at him. When the police showed up, they said it was a civil matter, and that if they took anybody to jail, they would take both of them to jail.
You know, that's ridiculous.
When did this become a civil matter?
Yeah. It's not a civil matter if it's a husband and wife. Usually, they just haul the guy off. Now, here's what I want to know. Right now, does this man want her out of the house?
Yes.
And she will not leave?
And you know something? Right.
Did he ever sign anything over to her?
Not that I'm aware of, and I hope he hasn't. She's been trying to get him to.
Now, why don't you guys go get a restraining order? They give them out like candy.
Well, she has also threatened that if she has to go anywhere, she's going to blow this place up. And the addict has other people living here that can't go any place.
No. How old is this addict?
In her 50s, early 50s.
A drug addict.
She doesn't have an ID. She doesn't want to do anything.
And the police actually showed up. The police actually showed up and said they will not do anything.
Well, they're tired of coming to this place because there's been so many calls over the past 10
But who
years.
calls them?
A little bit of everybody.
Why don't we give him a call?
Can we talk to... is she there right now?
Yeah, or her.
You know something? I try to stay away from it, and I'm just kind of trapped because I can't go anywhere.
What are you calling us for?
Would he go and get a restraining order if we helped him with an attorney?
Yes.
Okay. And if he gets a restraining order and she does not leave, she'll go to jail.
Well, and some of this, you know, I feel like I'm gutting myself, and I'm not even looking at a person. So can we take care of some of this other stuff, not on the phone for public consumption?
Well, no one knows who we're talking about, Virginia. I know it sounds weird, but really, and here's why I do the radio show and have people on. I want you to know something. I call it wisdom and much counsel. Actually, the Bible invented that phrase, but what I mean by that, when people hear problems on this show, how many times, guys, do we get calls and emails helping us and giving us suggestions? Sometimes even people in authoritative positions. Hold on, please.
Hey, Virginia, this is Adams County too, right?
Is it Adams County? We'll find out coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown at 2, 630 KHOW.
So she, Virginia, lived in a RV on his property. She pays only $200 a month or something.
Wait, oh,
That's the other, she wants to talk about that, getting out of there.
Delay right now between Thornton and Castle Rock. It is a nice looking drive.
Our horror.
Your I-70 drive is slow with construction, making your approach to Harlan as you're traveling westbound starts to slow around Sheridan or so with that. 6th Avenue up to full speed through Lakewood, no problems on C470. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Smoky skies again today. Dry, a high of 93.
Is it just me?
And then
Yes.
nice low 61.
Hey, does Smith do pipe
No rain
bursting?
and look for a high of
This guy calls it
94.
injection lining.
77. With your impact
Injection lighting.
I'm sure that's pipe bursting.
No, but I got a guy he can call.
Right now at Wendy's,
No,
it's
that's
single. Plus
I don't know what it means.
I don't think it's
Much
like
more. It's Wendy's.
injection
Go, go,
lighting.
$1.
I'm sure they mean
It's
pipe
only
bursting.
price and
No, that's
specification may vary. U.S. Wendy's.
Guys.
Value per item,
Guys.
or lesser value cannot be used in a combo or with other offer.
Hey, if you want curb appeal without breaking the bank, K&H Home Solutions, a company I know and love for many, many years. I'm serious. I've known these guys the whole time I've been in Colorado. That's 40 years. I knew the original owner. I know the owner now. Here's what they have. The most enduring company in home improvements in all of Denver has now the most enduring products at sale. Right now, 50% off the installation of beautiful, durable, top-quality siding. We're talking about Everlast siding, also custom windows, and these windows are unbelievable. Energy Star rated 7 years straight, and designer doors, all for 50% off the installation labor and additional savings of $300 for every 100 square feet of siding. Make an appointment with the most durable home improvement company at this website for your own home with no obligation, khwindows.com. I love it when you have people you can call for help. You know, on this show, we do it all the time. And when anybody calls about estate planning, wills, probate, avoiding probate, beneficiaries' deeds, when they call about living wills, medical directives, when they call about payable on death certificates for bank accounts, we call one place, BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE. Does anyone else think this voice is obnoxious? Oh, shit. I couldn't have done that if I tried.
This car is under $10,000 and even 20.
Yeah, I think that's an annoying
today
voice.
at thesharpestrides.com.
Oh, my God.
Order up.
There you go.
Off the back, too. Come on, honey. Did you get my battery or what?
Where is it?
That's the sound of people all over Colorado living their healthiest lives. Eating, talking, exercising, laughing, smiling, taking family photos, cheering, and experiencing joy.
If we get a fucking porch
Everyone
fire.
deserves to feel good doing the things they love. And your teeth and gums are a big part of that. If you sometimes worry that your dental issues are affecting your health and holding you back from doing all the things you care about,
I hate
it's
porch
time to
fires.
get a free consultation with Colorado.
Oh, I love those videos, though.
Oh,
They get
those are
busted.
great.
They are the best, man.
And determine what options will best serve you. Today's the day to get back out there. Visit clearchoice.com and do something good for your health.
If you've tried multiple solutions to reverse hair loss with little to no results, then listen up. I received Advanced Hair Simple one-day treatment late last year, and I have literally watched my receding hairline disappear. All the other options require ongoing maintenance, and they're never guaranteed to work. The pills, the lotions, all those things you take every day, and they can come with unwanted side effects. The hair pieces, well, they're hair pieces. Some folks have even paid specialists to glue hair directly onto their bald spot. Truth is, I know most of you have simply come to terms with
2,000? Are you fucking crazy? Hey, did you see Saturday? We had the worst fucking air quality in the world. In the fucking world. I think we're all gonna fucking die early because of this shit. This shit's unbelievable.
On that thought.
And $250 off. Advanced Hair Restoration is the one and only solution.
What is epoxy line stuff on sewers? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it does.
Colorado?
It's for old broken shit.
Yeah, does anybody do it around here? I would think.
I asked Bob about it before. I didn't.
Do they think of it as kind of a scam or what?
No, they don't think it's a scam. Sometimes it can be as costly as replacement.
What's that one?
This epoxy. So you basically go in with a sprayer and you spray the inside of
That's
the
only for minor breaches.
Or I love you.
That's the lining. That's not bursting.
Right, Williams Jewelers.
Bursting
Colorado
is
shine.
where they put a
I'm
bullet.
Dana Williams.
Just pull it through.
This bullet is a
But how can it be
space
as
maker.
expensive?
It goes into
We're
the
the
old,
largest jewelry stores
goes
in
into the
America
old,
with one vision.
like, and bursts it.
That was the first time I heard of it.
Into little pieces. While it pulls another piece behind it.
Is that last year
FlexiCare.
Oh.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
No excavation.
On the corner of Bellevue and Broadway, where Colorado shines.
You don't
It
pay a
says here,
cent
the
until
epoxy system designed for estimated surface life of 30 years or greater.
Denver's talk station.
online at khout.com.
I'm Tom Martino, realcbdthatworks.com. Oh, do I love realcbdthatworks.com. That's Panacea Life Sciences. I just did a video for their kiosks that are in the airport, DIA, and also at Park Meadows. I believe they're going into Cherry Creek, but I know they're in Park Meadows. Wonderful product. They're going into Circle K as well. Yay. This is a major Colorado product, pure organic CBD. Now listen, realcbdthatworks.com. Put Tom in the promo code, get 30% off. Now, Virginia's talking about a terrible case of elder abuse. She says where a guy in his 70s took in an addict. She was homeless. He took her in 10 years ago. I can't believe they've lasted this long if she's been so abusive. What kind of a relationship did they have? Was it platonic?
Are you with me again, Tom?
Yes, Virginia. Was this a platonic relationship?
He was just trying to help her out because he doesn't do Viagra, and that is the least of his worries with the destruction she does.
Okay, so no sexual involvement, just platonic.
I doubt it.
What do you mean, Mark? God, he's in his 70s. He's in his 80s right
I'm thinking of a guy we know very well. Just had 2 young ladies move in with him, and he retired from the concrete pumping business.
That's not this one.
Now he's in another pumping business. Listen. What we want to do right now is help this man. So he's in his 80s. He's got someone threatening him. We get her the hell out with a restraining order.
Okay.
That's what we do. I want to get Mark Kranak. I really do. I want him to help us out. Okay? If we have to pay bare minimum from our charity account, we're going to verify this story first. I want to ask Mark if he can help. Get him on first. Hold on. We'll go to Liz now. Liz, welcome. What's going on, Liz?
So today I'm going to show you
Liz. I think she's listening.
Hi, Ed. How are you?
Hi, Liz.
Hello?
What's going on with the
How you
HOA?
doing? Oh, boy. So I bought this place. It's a townhouse I bought in 2009. I have had gutter issues, and at this point, and I have communicated with
What
them
kind
a
of
lot.
gutter issues? What kind of gutter issues, Liz?
So my townhouse and 2 neighboring townhouses, all of the water dumped into 6 feet above my porch. So my porch has sunk at least 9 inches, and then I have what I call a sinkhole. That sounds dramatic, but it's 2 feet by 1 foot at the top. It goes at least 5 feet down.
So you know that all of these water problems are coming from the gutters.
Yeah, and I've had contractors out to try to get my patio fixed, and 3 of them that have given me
And HOA turns a blind eye or what?
They have cleaned the gutters, which means they sent somebody out to spray leaves down the downspout, which I told them wasn't acceptable. And they have told me, they actually emailed me and said, we're only responsible for the cosmetic part of the gutters. And they told me everybody's porch sinks.
Now, wait a minute. What do they mean? What does the HOA mean? They're only responsible for cosmetics. What do they propose someone do if it's leaking?
Oh, yeah, I thought that was fabulous.
Or someone does. What do they propose you do?
Well, I'm not allowed to touch the gutters because then I'm violating HOA
Okay,
rules.
so you're not allowed to touch them, and the HOA won't do it. Well, what the hell does that mean?
I'm not real sure, and I actually have done research, gone there to the board, tried to present things, and they cut me off and said, whoa, 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 what do you want?
Tom, pardon me, Liz, to clarify, this has been going on for 12 years, just so you know.
Oh, my God.
So damage for 12 years.
So hold on. Is there a management company here, Liz?
Yeah, and I submit things through the management website. Yeah, I don't have a person directly to communicate with when I have called. And, you know, I was more persistent the first 4 years, and now intermittently I try to work with them. And
hold on. When was the last time they did a repair?
A roof or gutter repair?
Yeah.
They put a new roof on a couple years ago, and the roofer said, "Yes, this is your problem." I said, "Thank you."
Hold on.
That.
The roofer said, "What is your problem? What's this?"
Oh, that I basically get a waterfall from every storm.
But why? Did they say why?
Yeah, because all of the 3 units have all of their waters and gutter dump into my 6-foot gutter above my patio.
Your 6-inch gutter.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's a 6-foot wide gutter.
Oh, 6 foot wide, I see. So did they say what needed to be done to fix it?
Yeah, all the gutters need rerouted so everything doesn't dump
and
into
the HOA doesn't want to do that.
Apparently not, because the roofer was out a month ago and I have not heard anything. And I did email the roofer, and I've, again, emailed.
Do you have a contact at the HOA?
No, and that's the problem right now. I used to have a contact, but I can, if you can give me a minute to open my computer.
Here's what we're going to do, Liz. I want Deputy Dollar to just call the HOA with a very simple task. If this truly is, by experts' opinion, too much water collecting in one area, right, Deputy Dollar? Too much water collecting in one area. Why wouldn't they want to correct this? This is not your responsibility. Hold on, and we're going to send that message for you.
Tell your smart device to play 630 KL on iHeartRadio. Then you can hear Ross Kaminsky in the morning, Dan Catlist in the afternoon.
Getting 630 KL from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station, available on over 2,000 devices. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
From the Veteran Sports Traffic Center, your drive on northbound I-25 a little jammed up right now, making your approach to 112th Avenue. You start to see some slow traffic around 104th.
What's that?
Stalled there in the area. So
She's had this problem with the gutters for 12 years.
225 look up to full speed between I-70
I have another gutter one this morning.
Now on I-70 it is slow westbound, making your approach to Harlan.
Yeah, look at how the gutters are.
Whether smoky skies against
They're not only full of crap, they don't meet up here, and so when it rains, it all goes down there and goes in a crawl space.
Yeah, but she should be able to do that.
Currently it's 82.
They're not supposed to, the HOA, I said it's an easy fix.
You looking to save money this year? Look at Allstate.
You should just
You can
basically
get the protection you need at the
do
low
whatever
you
Dan
want.
says.
With Allstate,
I agree with
rates,
that.
not your expectations.
Why bother?
Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Why do I want you to know about Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine? They've added that to their name because they can help with basically any kind of pain. I'm a patient of Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine. Musculoskeletal injuries, they heal. Now, you can't say that unless it's true. They heal. And sports injuries, they deal with orthopedic injuries. They can help with all of them. Pain does not have to be a permanent condition, and I know. I'm part of it. And I am now in physical therapy and loving it. All insurance accepted. Same-day appointments are available even. 303-GOT-PAIN. That's 303-GOT-PAIN or ColoradoPainCare.com. Another company that I am personally involved with because I've known them for so long is Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. When I say that, I'm not just whistling Dixie, whatever that means. I truly love the way they do business. They do pre-approvals that are guaranteed like a cash deal. Bam! You get a pre-approval and you can close on the house as soon as you get the appraisal. They also do credit optimization, which tweaks your credit even after you're approved to get you even better pricing. And it's all legal, ethical, and quick. They also have the interest rate guarantee. That means no matter what happens to rates, you never have to worry about it with Ideal. What are you waiting for? You can get great rates, and they're guaranteed. So if they go down even further, they refinance you free of charge. Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000.
Take it like it is and make it like you want it. You've heard that before, right? Well, that applies to your home too. But maybe you don't know exactly how to do it.
Tommy, Mark Cranach's not available today.
Hi, kitchen and baths, windows and doors. How about starting with a call to us? For over 30 years, our family company's been designing and completing first-rate kitchens and baths.
Did she call the police?
Your neighbors with each other.
She said the
Just give his name and I'll call the guy.
police won't get involved.
The police, if he goes down to the courtroom, the fucking judge would give a ham sandwich a fucking temporary restraining order.
I know.
So you just want to call the guy?
So
I think the woman that's calling wants this guy, wants something with him.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
All right, I know, you guys are...
So he just got out of the hospital.
Yeah.
He's 80 years old. And,
And she's throwing knives at him. And the cops aren't doing anything.
I can't even believe that they would say he's civil manager. That
What did
just
she
sounds-
say he was doing? I missed it.
Throwing knives
Well,
at
he's
him.
done worse before, but the last time she called, he was throwing knives.
And they live together?
Well, not sexually, but she was a street person.
Like friends with benefits?
She was a
No,
street
how
person.
long has she been there?
10 years.
Okay, 10 years. 10 years, guys.
And then are you
And
calling
they've never had, and they've never
so
had
what
sex,
do we need
remember?
to do there?
Do we have a name or?
I didn't know how, most of the time, Scott,
Well,
like,
because what
I
she
would get
was
the caller's
sexual,
information, you go in there, make a call, get all the information, and make the call. But if you want me to just get the HOA info, I'll get that and keep her on hold. How do you want to do it?
It's not just her, it's not just
I need to list the phone number. Minimum.
That's just it.
Okay.
Where does it come? She's got to have her own.
She has a phone number
I've
for
never ever heard of it.
No,
HOA.
you said it. Okay, she's throwing knives at me. Look, there's one stuck in the wall. Oh, sorry, go handle that yourself. I don't believe a fucking word of it.
Well, the thing about it, if somebody calls, I was always told.
Let's get his number so we can call him.
If someone calls, someone goes to jail. That's how I've heard that all the time.
Generally, that's what it's supposed to be.
Now they got the old civil manager.
No, they don't. Especially throwing knives. It's crazy.
Prevnar 13 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 13 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Prevnar 13 does not protect against all strains of the disease. Stop by the pharmacy today and ask about Prevnar 13. Learn more at Prevnar 13.
Did you answer this injection lining shit?
No, I haven't.
I don't answer it. I don't know anybody that doesn't, let alone in the Springs. You know? Maybe have her call Mike at Smith's, you know?
Introducing Aftershock, a new fiction podcast starring The Walking Dead's Sarah Lynn Count, David Harbour from Black Widow and Stranger Things, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan. An earthquake has left LA in ruins. This is one woman's journey of survival in the aftermath.
That's her on that shelf down there? Hold on!
Listen to Aftershock on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHAL.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Renew Home Innovations for your beautiful bath and shower combination I like to call a shub. And or tub shower, and then they even do walk-in tubs. But here's the great thing: you can trust this company to do a beautiful wet area in your bath to completely renew your bath. Renew Home Innovations. That's what they concentrate on. They're quick in and out, and they do great. And they have a lot of supplies on hand. They thought ahead of the supply chain shortage. RenewHomeInnovations.com. 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. Okay, let's talk to Liz now. Liz, we're going to have Deputy Dollar contact the HOA for you, and really just set it. What's that?
Oh, can I ask you another question
Yes,
in relation to
yes.
these guys?
Yes.
Are you ready? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead. Yes.
Shouldn't they, because their negligence has caused this damage in my patio? Shouldn't they also either mud jack or replace?
They should fix it if we can attribute it to the water. That's the second. First, we want to get it fixed. Then we go and try to find that other stuff. But man, it's going to be hard to get them to fix this. But it should be their responsibility no matter what, because all exterior on a townhome is usually purview of the HOA.
They said my patio, per the bylaws, is not their responsibility.
If that's true, normal maintenance and repair would be yours. However, if you're asserting that they caused it or their negligence caused it, then that would be a different story. We have to take it one step at a time. It's not automatic. It's not like you're automatically going to get it. Here's what I like to do, and I want everyone to hear this when it comes to what I call cascading problems. There are a number of times one problem creates another, which creates another. Cascading problems. If you get to the root problem first, get it handled. If you give people too many problems, they tend to think, we're not getting involved in this. And then they don't want to handle it at all. Now, on Virginia...
I just left Richard a message.
The older man? Okay. So Mark's going to talk to this 80-year-old gentleman, a guy in his 80s, who had this woman living with him for 10 years and now having problems with abuse. Here's the thing. A lot of older people are lonely and they start thinking about companionship. It's not always sexual. But here, no matter what it is, they start thinking about companionship. It's dangerous when someone starts living with someone elderly. They can get them to change documents and wills and all kinds of stuff. You have to be very, very careful. So if you have elderly friends, elderly relatives, you need to really keep an eye on them. Also, look for ways to inspect their bank accounts without being overly invasive. Tell them you want to help them. And make sure they're not making any big withdrawals or sending out money anywhere. These are all things that where elderly people are especially primed for fraud and susceptible to fraud. So please keep an eye on our elderly and infirmed. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up. Get your calls in with any problems, questions, or complaints. 303-713-TALK or 303-MARTINO.
To get the most out of everything you paid in Social Security,
Attend Allworth Financial's 5 steps to manage.
Does she, the abuser,
This no
got the number?
workshop is designed
Does
for people
Virginia
with
got her number?
500,000 or more in assets.
No, the whole thing, there's something fucked up about
This
it.
is our most popular workshop, so space is limited. Join us in
And his number's really fucked up, too.
Boulder and Broomfield.
Just leaving a message.
Today at 855.
Well, he probably hasn't set it up right.
2181 or
Yeah, I don't know.
allworthfinancial.com/workshop.
You know, if you have a website, you can get a free analysis of how it looks online to someone who loads it, what the images do, how you show up in search engines, and it's all free at getfoundfast.com. They want you to be their client.
Shouldn't this be live?
They know what they're doing when it comes to website presence and
Quizzes, Get Found.
sites and making
Yep.
them Google friendly.
Tell 'em.
This is a real deal.
Because this is through you.
You know, there are
I
so
know.
many people that lie
Hey,
in this space.
does this show live, Shannon?
Genuine, accurate, and works.
Does this spot show live?
Oh, but it's after the break. That's why you did it.
Got it.
You did it like this because it's after the break, right?
Radio app, #1 for music radio.
No, plus it's during the break. I see why you did it.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has resigned following a report accusing him of inappropriate conduct toward his co-workers.
I thought a hug and putting my arm around a staff person while taking the
I thought grabbing her boobs was fine.
Mark, I got the battery.
The governor said continuing to do his job would be a
Remember I found that small...
So now you can fly again?
Fuck yeah, I found that guy next door.
I also let the memo spot run so that their contract isn't messed up. They see that it was still live.
His resignation is
No problem.
effective for 14 days.
Like there's a Lazar coming up here in a minute too, but you wouldn't be back for that. You're getting Coke Zero.
We're fine.
It'd be nice to be able to try to let them know that, but it's so rare.
19 Republicans voting
And they don't listen to us anyway.
I heard that, yeah.
$5 trillion spending bill,
Know that part,
containing a long
jeez.
list of Democratic priorities. That bill attempting to go through what's called reconciliation. This is ABC News. A natural disaster of unprecedented proportions. That's how the Prime Minister of Greece describes the wildfires burning across his country. More evacuations have been ordered. Canada is lifting its prohibition on Americans crossing the border.
It's a little more complicated than it used to be. U.S. citizens must be fully vaccinated, test negative for COVID, fill out a form on an app. Reverend Lori Brown says,
My mother's up here, my other sister-in-law, and niece and nephew. So I'm going to just go and spend a couple of days with them, and I'm looking forward to a warm hug.
as for Canadians hoping to make the opposite journey, they'll still have to wait. Entry restrictions remain in place on the U.S. side. Tom Rivers, ABC News, at the Foreign Desk.
A Family Dollar store in Lincoln, Nebraska back open today after getting workers from another location. It was forced to shut down earlier this week after all of its employees walked off the job saying they were overworked and underpaid. I'm Mark Remillard, ABC News.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression
What do you think of that one?
business online. Negative comments.
Elder abuse.
Oh, what do you think about that? I say it's probably happening.
You know, reputation
An
report.
8-year-old guy.
But if they're both calling the cops on each other, it seems like more of a domestic.
We don't know that.
Well, she said that. Why would she lie about that?
She didn't say it was both of them on each other. She said they were getting called so much. She said he was
Or
calling.
both of them. She definitely said that.
But, no, again,
For immediate
why isn't
assistance
one
with your
getting taken out?
reputation, call 800-401-6681.
That's
Change
fucked
the
up.
stories.
No, something's totally fucked up.
Well, what's so strange about leaving a message?
6681. That's
Just the message, you know, usually it's like the voicemail, it's not set up, it's not a message like that.
Just nothing?
Pretty much nothing but a beep.
I'll bet you he probably has an old phone answering machine.
I don't think so. It sounds like a cell phone deal.
Today in Chaffee County, prosecutors began laying out their case yesterday. No blood connected to Suzanne was ever found. And Barry never reported his wife missing, never called 911, or helped with any law enforcement-led searches.
Isn't that fucked up? He never called. He never told anybody his wife was missing. Who did? This guy that just was testifying on his own behalf. His wife, for his wife's murder.
Do you want me to let Virginia go since you left a message for the 80-year-old throwing knives? Or
Yeah, or if you can get me the girl's number.
I don't know if she's got the abuser number.
I thought that was the 80-year-old man.
No, he's the abusee.
Oh, is there a threesome going on here or something?
No, she actually lives in an RV on his place, on his property.
This whole, I'm telling you, the whole
Virginia
thing's funky monkey.
So,
But I left a message. So.
do you want me to try to get the girl's name?
Wait, she lives on an RV on the property?
Yeah. Virginia does.
And you don't think she...
not the offender, but Virginia, the friend.
The caller.
Yeah.
Virginia.
You don't think she wants to move into the big house? You don't
She wants to get out of there, maybe.
I don't think that's the reason she's trying to get rid
That's
of the
another issue she wants, is she's living there, there's no
But
air.
well, hold on. Is she bitching about her living conditions?
That's her second.
Okay, but does you think she's trying to get rid of the young hussy so she can move?
I do. I think something's funky.
I don't think it matters. If she's abusing the man, it doesn't matter. But
Well, I agree with that.
or is it bullshit that she's abusing?
I think they're both in a
Well, you almost
domestic
got to talk to
So what do you want me to do with her?
Well, no, we want to keep it going.
Keep it going? Okay.
We want to help.
Hey, it's cooler in Franktown with their RV.
Breakfast at Wendy's.
I mean, if we can get somewhere.
Daniel.
I left a message for him, though.
But she's living in this damn thing, there's no air.
That's for free. No catch. No purchase necessary.
I like how you leave out all the details. Like she lives there. That's a pretty big fucking detail.
I told her that from the beginning. I said, the first break, I said she lives in there in RV.
Gardner hosted Your Money, Your Retirement Saturday on 6:30
She's paying $200 a month. Did I say that?
And she wants to live at the big house.
She didn't say that, but she could.
Call
She wants to get out of her situation.
How you guys can't smell this shit out, I swear to God.
720-488-8604 or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
Two things happen when you get a DUI.
How old's Virginia?
And a civil proceeding against your license. Get an experience.
And how you were saying the other one's 70, but no?
No. He's 80.
He's 80. And
Just
then
out of the hospital.
the abuser's how old? I guess that is a big age difference of that high, huh?
It's
I think so.
We also talk
Now, I do question why he hasn't done something in 10 years.
Website. But what does Jewish
Right.
say about
That's
it?
true.
Talk about it in this one.
Well, and she can simply say, hey, you know, we've been living together forever. I get half this place.
No. No, she'd have to assert marriage, and then that would be too difficult. I'll bet you that. And then she would only be entitled to the increase in value.
She's probably not.
She knows only increase in value.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show anywhere in the universe, truly, where we solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. This hour brought to you by One Clear Choice Garage Doors. I love this company. One Clear Choice I've been representing for years and years, and here's the point. They have 24/7 service for emergencies, or you can just use them for openers or garage doors themselves or any component, and all of their prices are disclosed on their website. The only company to do that, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Welcome to the show. This is the show where commercials are part of the content. I want you guys to tell as many people as you can about the help available at 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Now, we're going to go back to the elderly abuse thing, but I need to take Chris first, who was in line. Chris, you have a question? Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I had a question about trust.
Yes.
Or, do they survive divorce,
Okay.
for your kids? How do those work?
All right. Now, is this a question because you already have one or you're thinking of one?
Gonna set one up.
Okay. Let's talk about it. If you are Chris setting up a trust, what would it be for?
For houses, like a property where they're going to build their house on.
Okay.
And real estate investments.
Okay, listen. If you own stuff that you want to put into the trust, You can put anything you want into that trust, and all of it will stay in the trust. And if you're divorced, the trust is not affected at all. However, there are some exceptions, and it gets complicated, and we can get some legal advice. But let's say you have a trust, or you're forming a trust, and you want to put your home in it, but you're married to this woman that is later in life. She's not part of the children, not the biological mom, and she's already, let's say, accrued some interest in that house by way of being married to you in the absence of a prenup. So let's say she's been married to you for 10 years, and now you decide you want to put that house, which you had before her, into that trust. The problem with that is that she has an interest in that before it goes into the trust. Do you understand that?
Yep.
So you would have to have some kind of an agreement so she doesn't come after it. But we can get very specific on it. If you tell me what you want, we can get right down to whatever you need.
Beneficiaries of the trust.
Okay. First of all, what you have is you have the trustee, and then you have beneficiaries as spelled out by the trust. You don't have to dissolve the trust, ever. You can have your beneficiaries just draw from the trust. So let's talk about it. I need to know your specific goal. Are you married right now?
Yes.
Do you want to set up a trust for Do you want to set up a trust for your children?
Yes.
Do you want to exclude your wife?
No.
Okay. So, then what was your worry about surviving a divorce?
So if the trust, they were to divorce, would it go to their spouse or just stay for them?
Oh, you mean your beneficiaries? That's the reason you do a trust, Chris. Okay, let's say you do a trust, and there's a total of $100,000 in the trust, in property and in money. Okay, your children would not take it out of the trust. They would leave it in the trust and take disbursements. Their spouse would never have a right to it unless they gave them a right in the prenup. But if they don't give them a right, there is no right to that trust. Only a right to what they pull out of the trust. So, for example, if your daughter pulled out $50,000 from the trust, and all of a sudden they get divorced, and that $50,000 is in the bank, it may be subject to division of property, but anything else in the trust is not. That's why a lot of rich guys and rich women, guys and gals, put trusts in effect. Their children inherit the trust and keep the trust. So the children can't get in trouble with lawsuits and spouses. They have all of their stuff in the trust. So they don't take out more than they need. Does that make sense?
That perfect sense. Who would I call to do that?
Now, I would call Blake Harris Law first. I mean, he's on our referral list. He's a great guy. Blake Harris Law. And he's 833-ASK-BLAKE. 833-ASK-BLAKE. And it's also BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Just tell him you heard about him on the show. Seriously, he's a good guy. He won't even charge you for all of your questions. He only charges for the actual trust and all of that, flat rates. So
I was looking for. I'll give him a call next.
And you only need one trust for all of your children, but in some cases you may want a separate one. And then you want, of course, to name a trustee and then a successor trustee. But Blake will go over all of that for you. So good luck to you. 303-713-8255. Virginia, you say you had one more thing to say in this situation. I wanted to mention Virginia's calling about a friend, and her friend is living in a home. He's in his 80s. He picked up a stray 10 years ago and brought her in. She's a drug addict, and she's still living there. And she's in her 50s. Supposedly, she is taking advantage of him.
Tom, could I say something and get this point across? This man is not, he's an 80-year-old man that has a full-time Monday through Friday job. He does side jobs. So it is not that he's enjoying his retirement.
What kind of job does he have?
You know, he's a parts delivery guy.
A delivery?
Right.
Like Amazon?
No, like car parts. But anyhow.
Oh, okay. So he's a parts supplier driver.
No,
but listen,
no,
I want to know something. Why is he working in his...
She has threatened to stab everybody in the back here. She has threatened to blow this place off the block. That is a whole different thing than what this fraud thing is going on. Because there's a whole lot more to it than just one prong. She is threatening violence.
That's why we're talking. Hey, Virginia, that's why we're recommending a restraining order.
Okay. So I was just wanting to get that point across because that one person a while ago was saying that he was getting serviced by her and stuff like this because of all this stuff.
Well, listen, you have to understand something, Virginia. Listen, Mark's mind always goes to the gutter, but basically mine does not. I'm on an elevated existence compared to him.
You are.
Yeah. So I want to say...
Not all live-in help is
I know.
Is
Virginia, seriously. And I'm speaking for Mark, too, seriously. We want to help this guy if he's in trouble, okay? And truly. Now, you leave your information. We're going to lean on one of our attorneys to get this restraining order done. Hopefully, we can lean on him hard enough to give you a great deal, and we can pick up some of the hard costs. If your story's true, now we're going to verify the story. As I understand it, though, Virginia, now, we do have to ask this, dear. You have a trailer on this old man's property, right?
Right.
Okay. That's how you know him. And do you pay rent for that trailer on his property?
Well, I own the trailer on his property, but I pay to be here.
Okay. It's very nice.
And I'm in a poor category that I am still working myself.
Yeah, you guys are both working hard, huh?
When I came in, the cop stopped me before I was coming up the walk, and he said, "You're going to drive me out of my mind. You're not supposed to be in there." And I turned around and said, "What the hell?" Because I was just getting off work, and I heard her screeching, and then he looked at me, and I said, "No, we're both females, and that's where the similarity is."
Now, wait a minute. Oh. So when the officer says you're not supposed to be in there, what did he mean?
He was thinking he was talking to Nikki.
Okay, so hold on a second. So the cops are helping out the old man but they don't want Nikki in there. So why did they mean you're not supposed to be in there?
Well, they didn't realize it was me coming in.
I understand that, but here's what I want to know. Why would the police say to Nikki, you're not supposed to be in there?
They didn't say it to Nikki. He said it to me. He had
Virginia, listen to me clearly. You said the officer thought he was speaking to Nikki. My question to you is, why would the officer tell Nikki she's not supposed to be in there?
Because they had asked her to leave, and the next time that they were called, they would take them both to jail.
Good. That's good news, Virginia. That means the police did tell her to leave.
Yes, but Richard doesn't need to go to jail.
No, but what's good about this is when we bring this up in the restraining order, the police have already asked her to leave. That's good news. That's really good news.
Sometimes I think I'm speaking a fucking foreign language.
I wonder some crazy COVID.
Not with a restraining order, you know.
Black Widow and Stranger Things. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan. An earthquake has left LA in ruins. This is one woman's journey of survival in the aftermath.
I'm substituting
late because I just did it.
Listen to Aftershock on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I would love to tell you about a great company, Silverleaf Mortgage, if you need a reverse loan. Silverleaf is there for you. And what I love about them is they help you take advantage of your equity and live off it if you're 62 or older with low rates. And the greatest part is this. You get to experience all of the equity you can without ever paying tax on it. And you never have to pay it back. Only your house is held as collateral, never more. And usually the house outpaces in value anyway, so your estate still has something to sell. So listen, Silverleaf Mortgage for more information, silverleafmortgage.com, 720-REVERSE. They even have a nonprofit to help you with getting it ready for appraisal. And that could be low interest, no interest, or a grant. 720-REVERSE. TheArtOfGranite.com. That's the place to go for countertops of any kind. Granite, marble, quartz. You can get any solid surface, and they sell it to you at wholesale. And here's the good news about the Art of Granite. They're so proud of the value. They'll give you prices on the phone. Tear out and hallway's free. The bathroom's free when you do the kitchen. TheArtOfGranite.com. 303-386-5919. You've heard me talk about Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. For listing your home, you'll never do better. And he won't hold you to a long-term contract. For buying a home, he has access to early listings and to ones that just expired. And they'll do free market valuations of your home for the asking, a full detailed analysis of what it will sell for, way better than an appraisal or Zillow. Of course, you need an appraisal to sell, but this is for your information only, and it's free of charge. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Who sent you that, Suzanne?
No, Shannon. He put, the old man was last seen wearing this shirt. I said it to you, man.
That's funny.
Look what Shannon said. The old man we're talking about. He was last seen wearing that shirt.
Over 70 years.
Your mind in the gutter? High five.
Okay, so Virginia, Mark, she said, well, there might be some, basically she goes, there might be some hanky-panky going on there, but Richard, but she goes, you tell that guy who talked about servicing, I'm like, I'm married to him, I'll tell that Richard couldn't get it up to get it out to get it in.
He couldn't get it up to get it out to get it in. Honest to God, did she say that?
She goes, he's not on Viagra or nothing.
Oh, wait, I gotta remember. He could
get it up to get it out to get it in.
That is pretty good. Yeah, we're starting to see this all come together.
Yeah, no, the shirt does.
We're all wanting to give Richard some
gutter mind. It's gutter mind.
Old people threesome.
Deputy, I don't want to ever corrupt you.
He'd rather be in Virginia.
Oh, I'm already corrupted.
That is good with us. He couldn't get it up to get it out to get it in.
Imagine wearing that when you were a girl.
And designer. And for additional savings, take an expert.
Mayor, cock in hand. I mean Hancock.
Square feet of siding. And all you have to do is make your appointment.
You know, he got divorced, right?
No. Did he really? I
For sure. He was going through it there. It had nothing to do with
whores. Nothing to do with whores. I was sick of her not cooking dinner.
Was that or a tune-up?
In fact, over 1 million homeowners took advantage of refinancing or buying a new home with Rocket Mortgage. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase again, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. With an official mortgage review from Rocket Mortgage, you'll see just how much money you could save by making a move right now. Don't look back.
Listen, man, there's way more to this story. I'm giving it to Dan. I'm going to forward it. You don't care. I'm forwarding it to Dan. No, I'm serious. Do you want to be copied on this?
Yes, I do.
On which story? Which one?
The one that.
Come on. I'll respond to it, guys.
Did she send something?
No. I'm telling you.
Yes, Virginia sent a fucking picture of her hoo-hoo.
This is just for your FYI.
Wasn't that a thing on Seinfeld too? The Who's?
I don't remember that.
As a
oh, sure. You know what I've been starting to watch? You guys probably already discovered this show years ago. Fucking 30 Rock. I like 30 Rock.
Yeah. But I only watched a few episodes. I got tired of it.
I like it. I like the whole cast. Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin is excellent in it. Tina Fey is excellent in it.
Alec Baldwin is basically
who's the comedian?
Alec Baldwin is excellent.
The show's built around him. Who the hell's
Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, now Liz called and said the HOA is ignoring her. She has a townhome. And basically, she is describing it as the water converging over her porch through the gutter system. And it's causing too much water, which is causing an overflow, which is causing water damage, and they refuse to address it. She said it also led to the failure of her patio. So we gave it to Deputy Dollar to at least make a call. Did you get through to anyone yet?
Yes, I was able to speak with Laura.
Oh, good.
Up at the management company. And she looked through all the notes and didn't see any information in there about gutters or anything.
What?
So
I have a lot of emails and photos, and I've talked to the roofing company.
No, Liz, hold on. We're not doubting you. What we're saying is this could be the problem, a breakdown in communication. But who did you talk to, Deputy Doc?
Well, I talked to Laura at the management company, and I think she was more...
I mean, Deputy Doc, I'm sorry for insulting you. I'm sorry. This is Deputy Dollar. No, seriously. So you talked to Laura.
Right.
And so did you ever, Liz, communicate to someone, Laura?
No, but if you have an email, that would be great. I've sent things through because on the HOA website there isn't any.
What did they say? Did they say they would look into it, Deputy Doc Dollar? Well, I'm sorry. I keep insulting him. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Laura said that she would open up a work order request.
We should have Liz contact Laura.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have an email, that would be great.
Well,
we
have the phone number that you gave me.
We'll give it off the air. Or Liz, you gave us the number. Ask for Laura.
Ask for Laura.
Now, did Laura answer the phone?
Yes, she did.
Why don't you just call right now? Don't let any grass grow.
And Liz?
Yeah, what did you want to say to her?
So Heidi.
Hold on here. Heidi, yeah.
Is the direct manager of your property, of your HOA.
So Laura said she would contact Heidi?
Well, Laura's going to open up a work order, and she'll probably also contact Heidi and just let her know. And, and I went through and told her about the drainage issues in your patio and things like that.
Now, Heidi...
So it sounds like a maintenance guy is going to get over there and assess it.
Liz, did you...
Absolutely.
Liz, did you ever talk to a Heidi?
Am I allowed to say a last name?
Well, I don't care.
I have maybe 3 or 4 years ago, a Heidi Scanlon I had emailed with, but the HOA company sent the roofer out a month ago. So they should have a record of this. And the roofer could not give me any contact information.
Okay.
So I've emailed with the roofer also.
How many townhomes? How many townhomes in your building?
5 or 6.
Okay. We're going to start the ball rolling, Liz. I'm going to assume there's a breakdown in communication. And that happens a lot, people. It really happens a lot. There is an art to complaining. You may not know that, but there is. And I'll tell you what it is, okay? First and foremost, people want to unload. The last thing you want to do when you complain is unload. The second thing, you don't want, never anger, by the way, never, please believe me, never anger. You don't want to unload. What does that mean? You don't tell the whole story, and you don't have to be chronological. People feel, how many times do they feel they must tell a chronological story? Do you know how many times that happens? You people who listen to my show for 10, 20, 30 years, you know when I say, so what happened? Well, it was foggy that morning. And I opened my window, and I thought it was smoke, but it wasn't. It was steam coming out of the furnace flue. Now listen, but it was foggy, so I didn't see the steam. And it reads like a Charles Dickens novel. They give me every bit of detail there is. That has nothing to do with the problem. The problem turns out she had the furnace cleaned yesterday, and now it won't hold temperature. But instead, I hear everything around it. So don't do that. I truly mean this. There are ways to complain that will get you action, and we can go over that if I have time. Now, I say if I have time because I always take calls first. All right? So let's do that.
It's an interesting response.
What is?
Yeah.
This report is sponsored
Totally
by
different story.
Wendy's Breakfast.
From the back red towards traffic.
Did I do something wrong?
70 traffic is
That's my age. And if I'm going to sue you for, what is that?
Elder abuse.
Yes.
full speed between Thornton and Castle Rock.
From now on, I'm hiding behind my age.
Forward traffic down I-270 coming off of I-25 out through the Vasquez.
Boy, these right when I kick your ass, I'm blaming it on restless leg.
I am 94. Currently, it's 86. With your impact, traffic, and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 Hey How.
Set your alarm and wake up to a better breakfast at Wendy's this Friday, August 13th and Saturday, August 14th for a free sausage, egg, and Swiss or bacon, egg, and breakfast croissant sandwich. That's for free. No catch, no purchase necessary. Available during breakfast hours only.
So many people have the wrong information when they get into an accident. They either overestimate or underestimate their claim, or overestimate or underestimate their damages, or overestimate or underestimate every aspect of a personal injury case. Many times you don't even have one. Sometimes you have a great one, you don't even know it. Or you talk to the other insurance company before you talk to an attorney. Why? Because you don't want to pay any money. But here's what I'm going to tell you right now. Free legal advice immediately. If you're in an injury accident, you can get free legal advice. 303-597-4500. John Fuller, Fuller Law, no strings attached. He'll give you the honest, straightforward scoop on your accident, what he can do for you, or if you can do it yourself, 303-597-4500. Look for John Fuller at referrallist.com. Okay. Right now, you have many choices when it comes to borrowing money. FHA, VA, conventional rates are low, but I want to really direct you to the liquid loan, and that is from affordable interest mortgage. The liquid loan. What is it? It's a line of credit on your home for 30 years. Think about the flexibility. First of all, if you have a loan, it pays that off. And then you can choose to take more money out depending on the amount of equity. You can even pay down your loan to nothing, but if you need cash, get it right back. So you pay it up and down. And get this, if you have a savings account with the same bank, every dime you have in that bank counts against your average daily balance. Even though you're keeping in there to pay bills and stuff, it still lowers your balance, lowers your interest. The liquid loan with affordable interest mortgage, Kurt Rogers and his team, you can trust him. 720-895-0500, 720-895-0500.
Colorado friends, are we missing our feeling teeth?
That liquid load's fun.
We love? At Clear Choice, we understand. Your teeth are an important part of how you look and feel, and it's easier to enjoy all of the great food and fun Colorado is famous for when you're at your best.
Right. I think in high school,
At Colorado's Clear
maybe it was like an English class or something, we had to write a complaint letter. And there is a certain way to do it, kind of like, yeah, you don't want to unload or
That's
anything.
kind of cool, though. What's that one? That they had to write a complaint letter.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they just want you to fucking, learn how to smoke marijuana.
More health and gain the freedom to live the life you want. Go to clearchoice.com and schedule your free consultation. Today's the day to get back out there and experience Colorado's amazing food worry-free. Visit clearchoice.com.
Michael Brown here from my friends at TNT Floor Works. You know, TNT Floor Works is your one-stop shop for all of your flooring needs. Just select the floor that you want, and TNT does the rest. They deliver and install the product you choose. All you have to do, admire the beauty of your new floors. Mention me, Michael Brown, and you get your new hard surface floors at wholesale prices with no markup. Visit TNTFloorWorks.com. That's TNTFloorWorks.com, where they always do a dynamite job.
To get the most out of everything you paid into Social Security, attend Allworth Financial's 5 steps to managing your Social Security workshop. This no-cost workshop is designed for people with $500,000 or more in assets and within 5 years of retirement. This is our most popular workshop, so space is limited. Join us at Highlands Branch, Lakewood, Boulder, and Broomfield. Secure your seat today at 855-918-2181 or allworthfinancial.com/workshop. When selling your home, you want to be certain that you will put the most money in your pocket. Hi, Marty Lenz here, and my realtors Gay and Sarah with the Ribble Group, Keller Williams Realty DTC, knows that every situation is different for each individual homeowner. With just one call, you'll learn how the Ribble Group can help you maximize the sale of your home. You've heard me talk about the zero commission program where the buyer pays all of the commissions, saving you as a seller thousands of dollars. You've also heard me talk about their 24-hour cash offer program and how they will guarantee to sell your home at 100% of your list price or pay you the difference. Listen, Gay and Sarah are getting their sellers top dollar every single day, and they will help you find the best program that works for you. Call the Ribble Group today at 855-407-SOLD, 855-407-SOLD. That's 855-407-SOLD. Visit online at GAYE.com.
And they were saying, Chris Como, CNN's getting all these complaints about Chris Como, his relationship to Governor Como. It's like, they're freaking brothers.
Yeah, I know, but what about it?
Well, it's just...
What were you saying? Like, what were you just saying before that about them being brothers?
Yeah, that CNN's getting complaints about Chris Como.
Yeah, but do you think Chris is really to blame for anything? I mean,
no, he helped him, but he didn't interview him correctly and be like an unbiased person.
Yeah, but one would expect him to.
One thing that he should have recused himself.
I think he mourned.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, as we talked about, Liz is going to hear from the HOA. What about you? Do you have anyone ignoring you right now? Do you have a pending issue that you'd like to talk about? 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. And how do you complain? What is the art of complaining for you, and what do you find works? First and foremost, don't do it with anger ever. Okay? I mean, really, they won't listen to you. They'll shut you off completely. And people love nothing more than to peg you as a nut. It's easier to deal with. Like when we get a complaint here, I'm serious now. I'm going to give you some insights up for real. If we get a complaint here about one of our sponsors, we want to make sure it's legit, right? A lot of people will try to get a discount because they know they're with Tom Martino, and so they think if they contact me, they can harangue them into a discount, or they're going to give them a bad review if they don't get this or that. Now, not all of them. There are some legit complaints. Then people get angry, and if they get too angry and too crazy and talk about everything, we label them. We tend to say, they're a nut, and we don't take their complaint as seriously, even if it's a true complaint. It kind of discredits you. So the anger and the personal attacks are really bad, okay? Especially when people say things like this. He couldn't even speak English. Or, they sent a Mexican to my house. Now, I'm serious. We get these kinds of complaints. And that's not the complaint, but it tends to discredit the complaint. Also, no need for chronology. Not long stories in chronology. Don't threaten right away. Don't say, I'm going to take legal action or I'm going to call Tom Martino. You don't have to do that right away. Hang on and we'll continue this, okay? Paul, as I said, I'll take calls right away. Go ahead, Paul. What's going on?
Just wanted to ask if there was anything you could do to help. My daughter happens to be a school teacher here in Colorado Springs, and we just moved to this area, and come to find out that teachers in the state, at least what I hear, are only paid once a month. That's ridiculous at this point in time.
I think I've actually heard that, Tom.
What's the difference, though, if you're paid biweekly or monthly?
Or weekly. Now, listen, we're saying this, however, now, mind you, we're saying this as people who know how to budget money and see no problem with it, but truly that is a fair question, Paul. What difference?
Thank you. And the other part of that
Wait. I'm asking, what difference? If you get $100 once or $25 four times, what's the difference?
Well, one is budgeting, you're right. Two is when they take out taxes and medical and everything, once a month, it hits you a lot harder. So
no, it doesn't. It's exactly the same amount.
It comes back to budgeting.
So it's exactly the same amount. Paul, listen, I would like to help if I could, but we really have to address this. I mean, is it a lack of discipline? People get the money and they're paycheck rich and they go out and spend it and then they're poor, or what?
Probably.
When I came into the last company I had, I switched from weekly pay to biweekly. And that was to about 50 people. And there was somewhat of an uproar for about a month or two. But the reason I did it more than anything is how much the payroll runs cost me or cost the company.
No, I understand that. Yeah.
Each run cost X amount of dollars.
Well, here's the deal. I don't see, Paul, if in fact they made less money as a result, I could see the reasoning. But truly, they're not put into another tax category because of it. They're not paying more in anything because of it. They really aren't. I don't know how you would even go about claiming it's causing a problem. I think if you want to know the truth, I think more and more people are going to go to it.
Really? Okay.
I really do. Now, listen, where did she come from?
New York, upstate New York.
Oh, where? I'm just curious.
Buffalo.
Okay. Buffalo. Now, what payment system did they have?
Biweekly.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, was the salary about the same, more or less?
No, the salary was about $20,000 more a year.
Holy crap! Buffalo paid $20,000 more?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And I bet our economy's higher here, meaning the cost of living's probably higher here than upstate New York.
I think so. Now, Paul.
Yes, sir.
Do they take your daughter's experience into consideration?
Sure. She's a 5-year teacher. So they pay based on how many years of seniority or time you have, yes.
Okay, so what's her base salary here?
$33,600.
$33,600. And is that paid? That's paid for. And how many months does she actually work?
10.
10. So really, that is not. I mean, when you think about, listen, I feel two ways about teachers. First and foremost, I think they're not paid enough. But secondly, because really they're molding the minds of our children. But secondly, the dichotomy in that in that statement is, I think that I don't like the way necessarily they're molding the minds of our children. But that's a whole different issue. The job of teaching is an enormous responsibility. I don't think we pay teachers enough in general. And man, if you ever go on a rampage about getting teacher raise and pay, I'm all for it. And reduce the damn administrators, okay? And then also, I think they're administrator heavy, and especially making too much money as administrators. I think teachers don't make enough. I'm all for vouchers. I mean, there are so many things in the education system I'd change. But really, it sucks. And I think police should make more money, and I think there should be. I'm a supporter of police, and there are a lot of jerks who are police, just like there are a lot of jerks in everything. Unfortunately, I mean, not unfortunately, but the way it is, you can't necessarily be a jerk in police work. I mean, it's all right to be a jerk as an assembly line worker. You make a mistake, fine, but you make a mistake as a police officer, and it's more deadly. I would love to see better police, or not better police, the good police rewarded more, and then more better police brought on, more better. I would like to see that. I love police. I swear to you that people are talking out of both sides of their mouth right now. I see a lot of these people supporting defund police, and at the same time, are the first ones to call police for any little thing that goes wrong in their neighborhood. And they want emergency, they want status immediately. It's just too bad. It really is too bad. But anyway, I don't think there's much we can do for you. 303-713-TALK. Of course, I welcome anyone's input.
Tell your smart device.
I'll give you input. They don't work 10 months.
What do you mean?
2 months of summer, 2 weeks Christmas, a week between semesters, at least.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, I-25 traffic is free and clear of any delay between North Glen and Castle Rock. Both
I would say the summer's 2.5 months.
Traveling on I-25. Same on I-25.
They gotta get off 2.5 months.
Is great if you are east of I-25, but west of I-25.
Well, they might have to go in like a week before school starts.
But don't you think teachers should be paid?
Yeah.
I just don't like the way they're all fucking indoctrinated. Why do they all preach the same bullshit? Why is that? No. Why is it that?
Well, you got to teach what the administration tells you to teach.
No, I'm talking about their philosophy.
But I agree with that. The administrator, every time they do a raise.
Why are teachers liberal?
For a free sausage, egg, and Swiss, or bacon, egg, and Swiss breakfast croissant sandwich. That's for free. No catch, no purchase necessary. Available during breakfast hours only.
I love Excel Roofing because they do way more than just put that roof on. They look at the entire roof system. This is very important. I urge you to listen. Excel Roofing, E-X-C-E-L, excelroofing.com. They believe in a whole roof system. They'll put the roof on for you, fine, right? They also, they'll want to make sure you have plenty of ventilation in your attic. It's so important to keep that roof longer and to help your house stay cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. It's an entire ecosystem up there of circulation. They can put in the ridge vents or the vents you need, the soffit vents to make that circulation. They can put in the attic fans that need no wiring. They simply drop in and are solar controlled. Find out more about complete roof systems. Call them about any repair or maintenance. They do it all at Excel Roofing. And of course, they'll do your insurance jobs as well. Full and complete estimates. Call them first. excelroofing.com, 303-761-6400. I know Jay, the owner, personally. You don't pay a cent until you're content. Another company I know personally and the owner, Brent Ivinson, is Ideal Home Loans. For your next Ideal Home Loan, let me just give you some reasons. First and foremost, they have salary-based loan officers that aren't rewarded on getting you expensive spreads, you know, where they make a big commission. They get you the best loan at the best rates, and they have pre-approvals, which are like cash deals. They have the interest rate guarantee that you can't beat. If you refi and rates go down, bam, they'll refinance you free of charge. 303-867-7000. Also, no middlemen. They are the underwriters. They have the process down. So if you're unhappy with how your loan is being processed, you're not tied to another lender right now until closing. So why don't you call Ideal for a second look, a free second look? Nothing to lose, everything to gain. IdealHomeLoans.com for your next Ideal Home Loan. 303-867-7000.
So, for some reason, Lone Tree's closed.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did you call them?
No, I tried calling them and stuff.
All right, we'll play over there. We're going to hit this Top Taco if you want to go, man. It's like the burger battle, but it's tacos and tequila.
Finishes metal and an unforgettable experience. With our limited capacity, this race will sell out. On your mark, get set, go.
I just want to call the other one. We don't need reservations. We make sure they're not.
Oh, yeah, good point. Did they say they're renovating or nothing?
It just says that they're closed at present time unless for rentals.
2.125 rate and APR with no closing costs.
Press 2, so it wasn't the person to get to.
No points, no fees. Hi, I'm Leslie Hoagland with Westland Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you refinance in the last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how you can save up to thousands of dollars a year. This amazing 2.125 rate and APR won't last long, and our new fast track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669. 844-425-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. Call us at 844-425-3669.
NMLS 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender. Rate subject to change.
It's refreshing to hear from many of you saying you got relief from Colorado Pain Care. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino.
So they're closed for maintenance, and then Goodson is closed on the week of the 23rd for maintenance.
Colorado Pain Care has a center dedicated to physical therapists using the latest evidence-based treatments for pain. They work with all major insurance. Isn't it time you get relief? Call 303-GOT-PAIN. Colorado Pain Care.
You opened up the spigot, Tom.
To stay
Yep,
healthy.
good.
When at the pharmacy picking up vitamins.
I love
Or
teachers.
filling a prescription.
May I help you?
Take another healthy step right now and ask the pharmacist how Prevnar 13 can help protect you from pneumococcal pneumonia.
Marty, you're losing your brain, bro.
If you're 65 or older, a trip to the pharmacy is a lot more pleasant than a trip to the hospital because of pneumococcal pneumonia.
Our
protect yourself with
Deputy
Prevnar
Marty.
13 pneumococcal 13 valid conjugate
Smarty
vaccine,
Marty.
diphtheria CRM 197 protein. Prevnar 13 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 13 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Prevnar 13 does not protect against all strains of the disease. Stop by the pharmacy today and ask about Prevnar 13.
He's trying to say someone makes more if they get paid twice a month compared to bi-weekly. I don't even know how to fucking argue.
Well, the only thing I think is the time value of money is what you're probably saying. That's
the what?
Time value of money.
Time value? No, that's not what he's saying. He's saying twice a month, first and 15th, versus bi-weekly every 2 weeks are not equal. There's 4 more weeks. Well,
They're
no
going
fucking
to,
shit.
but they're going to make it
exactly.
50. You take 50,000 divided by whatever.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. We're talking
About teachers' pay. Lucy has a comment. Go ahead, Lucy. What's your comment?
Hi, Tom. I know you can't do anything about it, but I want to weigh in on it. I think that for families that are on a really tight budget, we were on a once-a-month paycheck for a while, and it was really hard because every once in a while there would be like an extra weekend in there, and I always got groceries on Saturday, and it really threw things off. You know, I'd have to try to stretch
Yeah,
the
I know
food
what you
out
mean. Yeah.
over an extra day. And I worked for a company a few years ago, and they wanted to go to once a month. And because it would save them money on payroll, et cetera. And I was able to convince them not to do it because I think it would have just been such a morale killer for employees who were just trying to budget well. And so that was my only comment. I just think that
I think also,
try to cater.
I think also where you have auto pays, sometimes people like to draw out certain dates for auto pay. And if the paycheck doesn't hit at a certain time, that could screw you up too. But again, that's just a matter of priming the pump to get it in there, and then it shouldn't matter. But listen, it's hard for people to do that. Bill, what is your comment on teachers' pay? I think we can agree that teachers aren't paid enough. Maybe not. What do you think, Bill?
Well, they definitely don't get paid enough. My wife's been teaching for 43 years, but with the anytime you switch districts, and especially when you go to a different state, you start at the bottom unless you get something they want.
Yeah. So,
my wife when she first started teaching, she graduated up in Greeley, and then the first job was in Utah. And then, we got together, so she moved back over here, and she lost those 3 years as far as retirement goes.
Okay. Well, listen, Bill, the thing is we agree teachers should be paid more, I think. Here's what I want to know.
Not only they come out in debt because they have to have a degree, and most of them don't have money to pay for college, or their parents didn't, so they come out in debt. And what's really remarkable is people that install air conditioners for virtually every company we advertise for can make $100,000 a year, and they have no student debt. And usually they get their school paid for. I mean, it's quite amazing if you think about it.
Bill, I also want to know why the majority of teachers are liberal. Now, listen. By the way, I need to say this. I don't care if they're liberal. I really don't. And I don't care. And by the way, I have many liberal and conservative parts of me. But I don't think they should teach their ideology. I think really teaching, honest to God, should be unbiased in a certain way. I really do.
Well, my wife's not liberal.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what. She's retired. This is her last year. And the stories, like I've been with her the whole time she's been teaching, and the stories with the new generation coming along, I feel sorry for the kids.
Yeah.
That they all want to be on their phones.
Well,
out in the hall.
That's a whole different ball game. I mean, you're right about that. I honest to God, I don't think anybody's going to crack a book, but I'm among them. I love digital books. I don't want to lay in bed or sit around with this stupid piece of paper. I got to flip and clip.
The real thing though is that social media. It's something that I can't even really grasp. I mean, Suzanne's on Facebook, and I know you Twitter and do some stuff.
Mark,
but
it's
these
amazing.
Kids live and breathe on these devices.
It not only lives and breathes, but they judge themselves based on their likes and their followers.
Insane.
It's getting to be insane. And
now we slap a mask on them so they're faceless even when they are in public. I mean, it's really ridiculous. We're killing this generation.
Now, as far as social media, God, the importance, everyone is a star now. Now, the good part of that, there is a good part of that, in that it's really taken a lot of the power and celebrity away from media, didn't it? I mean, Mark, I've said this before. You can have a well-placed YouTube video or Instagram that will get more viewers than the local news.
We had one, that Ford pickup one. I still get amazed by it. We posted a simple video a listener sent to us, and we had 10 million views in 2.5 days.
Right. And here's the deal. People can have power now to excel in social media, and they don't depend on big media empires any longer. Now, big tech, of course, we depend on for that, and that's another whole conversation on how that's being suppressed as far as thought is being suppressed. If it doesn't follow a narrative, that's dangerous. It's a dangerous precedent. I mean, even if someone wanted to preach something we don't believe in, we should allow it. I mean, it would be up to us to police our children, to us to police ourselves. I don't want anyone else doing it. But social media, what the hell is it doing? I mean, has it changed your child? Really, I'd like to know your personal experience.
Brown here for my friends at TNT Floor Works. You know, TNT Floor Works is your one-stop shop for all of your flooring needs. Just select the floor that you want, and TNT does the rest. They deliver and install the product you choose. All you have to do, admire the beauty of your new floors. Mention Michael Brown, and you get your new hard surface floors at wholesale prices with no markup. Visit TNTFloorworks.com. That's TNTFloorworks.com, where they always do a dynamite job.
The first bet on season sportsbook app is up to $5,000 risk-free, people. I told my team about the idea, and they said I was being too wonderful and magnificent. But I don't care how awesome this makes me. I'm doing this for the people. So just download the app, and that first bet is up to $5,000 risk-free. Season bet app for the people.
Must be 21. Offer valid in Colorado only. New players. Paid and bet credits. Terms and conditions apply. See Caesars.com/promos. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-522-4700.
Portions of the following program will be recorded.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
ABC News, I'm Mark Remillard. Andrew Cuomo announcing he will resign as New York's governor.
I think that given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing.
The announcement coming as momentum has been building in the state legislature to remove him by impeachment. The embattled governor facing a barrage of sexual harassment allegations. His resignation takes effect in 14 days. On Capitol Hill, the Senate has passed a $1.1 trillion infrastructure bill with support from members on both sides of the aisle. The bill passed by a vote of 69-30, with 19 Republicans, including Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, joining Senate Democrats to advance the bill out of the Senate chamber. New data from the CDC and Department of Health and Human Services show that 98% of the U.S. population is now living in a county with high or substantial community transmission of COVID-19. This is ABC News. President Biden's envoy for Afghanistan expected to press the Taliban to end their military offensive.
U.S. Ambassador Zalmay Khalilzad will urge the Taliban to stop its
Did you see this, Dan? This Dutch thing?
The Afghan government. Those talks have achieved nothing but an agenda since they launched last September. Khalilzad said last week.
This article right here is
far apart. The U.S. envoy will also meet officials from other countries to join international response.
Yeah, so basically it sucks the bad shit out of our atmosphere. So instead of worrying about how many carbons we're putting out, this literally destroys them. It takes them away, you know what I'm saying?
At 3 locations connected to late sex offenders Jeffrey Epstein. The princess said it never happened.
It can remove 100% of toxic
refunds from some
particles.
sellers to take down bad reviews. Amazon says it's a policy violation and does not share customer emails with third-party sellers.
And by the way, what's bad? What do they say?
ABC News.
Mark Remillard. Doesn't Remillard sound like some kind of sauce?
Yeah.
I'll have that steak with Remillard, please.
If you're 65 or older, starting to get back to doing things you love. Did you know even healthy adults 65 or
Look at the size of this fucking thing, dude.
Pneumococcal pneumonia? It's a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. Help protect yourself with the Prevnar 13 pneumococcal 13 valid conjugate
It
vaccine.
removes carbon dioxide from the air.
Prevnar 13
Oh, it does remove the carbon.
to help prevent infections from
Is it vacuum cleaner?
Wow, they call it a vacuum cleaner. It's a goddamn. It's bigger than Park Meadows.
Oh.
Look at that.
So what does it say how many tons it can get?
Don't get Prevnar 13 if you have had a severe allergic reaction to a vaccine or ingredients. Adults with a weakened immune system may have
How would you do that?
to the
That's
vaccine.
usually
Most common side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional
Carbon dioxide is removed through the air through modular CO2 collectors and either recycled or carbonation in drinks. Ah, that's fucking funny. That's crazy.
That's hardly anything.
1203.
God, that's hardly anything.
I don't know. Tom drinks a lot of that Coke Zero. Tom could be cleaning up the ozone
They
layer.
could double physics.
1 can of Coke.
But again, if they take it out, put in carbonated drinks, it just comes out again as soon as they open up.
dictated the terms by
Or for use as fertilizer or airplane fuel. That's interesting.
and we failed.
State
Now, we do use it in oil fields
and other top Republicans announced
to help.
It says direct air capture is necessary to hit the goals of the Paris agreement.
And high prices imported Jerry Bell.
Coloradoans without coverage for 2021 and until Sunday.
Like I say, natural gas power plant, they can almost take the exhaust and put it right back into a pipeline into the oil field.
Yeah, but knowing these people over in Paris, this probably puts out CO2 than it actually sucks out.
That's the other thing is that
Here we go.
Impact traffic.
4,000 tons of CO2 each year. What does that mean, though? How many tons do we create? Look it up. How many?
Construction delays through there. Just watch for that. I-25 traffic looking good down northbound. It's going just past 6th Avenue, but no major impactful slowdowns right now in either direction of I-25 between Thornton and Castle Rock. Overall, it's a good drive. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, smoky skies again today, dry, and a high of 93. Tonight's low 61. For tomorrow,
20 metric tons.
Compared to what is this? 4,000.
It's nothing.
With your impact
Right.
traffic and
It's
weather.
nothing.
I'm Chris McLaughlin.
They need a bigger vacuum. You better get Hoover involved. No, Hoover better get out of it and we get the shark. We need the shark.
Or what's the other one? What's the other one that's
The Dyson. The expensive shark, I call it.
Yes, it is.
The shark is as good as a Dyson. It doesn't have the cool ball.
Love the ball.
People are refining and people are buying. I want you to know AImortgage.net is where you'll.
Really, 4,000 tons of stuff in there. Put an article on that.
400,000 tons of what, guys?
4,000 tons of CO2. This is vacuum out of the Netherlands
What
takes.
I'd like to tell you is about their loan. Asset manager.
This really blew Marty away. He's really not understanding this math. He goes, here was his answer. I said to him, yes, they're always the same. 50K a year divided by whatever, or hourly gets whatever the hours are. It doesn't matter when you pay.
That's right.
And he puts, only if you divide the annual by the factor. Well, how else would you fucking do it? I don't even, he's so smart, but this is like this concept. He really thinks you get paid less one way.
He's an accountant.
It's the same. The only thing,
Of course it's the
the only
same.
thing is if you look at the time value money. That's the only thing.
And for the, yeah.
Well, and that all depends.
Bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. We have wide open lines. You can get right through. Our priority is solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. And we are going to talk about things in between, like the art of complaining and how to get results. But I want to stress something. Calls come first. So if you call with a problem, question, or complaint, give us a call. And by the way, it could be anything from something's broken and the warranty won't cover it to somebody you gave money to and you're not getting the work done, or the work is shoddy. People, we have so many people being ripped off on a daily basis. All you have to do is go to Nextdoor and read it. And my God, what you read is unbelievable. Just put our name down there at any time that they can get help. 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. So, what's going on and how can we help you? Well, how to complain. So many people ask how to complain. It's really important, and I promise you, you'll get results. First and foremost, the first time you talk to someone, it's okay to ask, may I speak to someone in authority who might be able to help me with a problem? Or a problem regarding a battery, or a problem regarding a service I had for my lawn, or just with a short sentence, okay? So you don't unload on the first person. You ask them, may I speak to someone in authority who can help me with my problem with such and such? Make it quick, just so they know where to route the call. If it's a phone tree, you say the same thing. I am looking for someone with authority to solve my problem on such and such. Here's my number, whatever. Now, some, like UPS, don't even allow you to leave a message. They route you to some ridiculous phone tree or an email tree where you have to pick what your complaint is, and sometimes it doesn't fit, and it just frustrates the hell out of you. For that, you got to call the show, and you should call the show anyway. Right now, while I'm discussing this, mull this around. Do you think we pay teachers enough? I'm serious. And are you satisfied with your teachers? Do you realize how important teachers are? Your children's thoughts and their knowledge, they're molded by their education. I mean, they have more influence on the kids than parents do if the parents don't take an active role. Many parents don't take an active role. Like to say to them, listen, that's not entirely true about this, or that's not entirely true, and discuss it with your children. Mark, what were you going to say?
Well, back to the complaining. Sometimes the squeaky wheel, and that does work, man. I mean, there is no doubt about it.
But not angry squeaky wheel or crazy squeaky.
Well, sometimes that works, and I can talk from both sides of it, where I've had people come into my shops and I just want them out. So whatever it takes, just get them out.
Okay, that might be what you call the big guns, the last resort, after trying what we tell them. You're right. I mean, that could be let's put it this way, Mark, we do that. When all
That's exactly what we do.
When all else fails on this show, the reason, the deputies, whatever we do, what we call light them up.
Or media with a purpose.
And what's lighting up mean? It means we want people to let them know
there's an issue.
And we all know about it. And I used to liken it to shining a light in the dark and the cockroaches go running. I say we shine a light on your dastardly deeds in the dark.
Yeah, sometimes from a business standpoint, it's easier just to refund like $40 for an oil change, even though you know you're in the right position, 1,000,000%. But it just doesn't matter. Sometimes you want to get rid of the problem, because that problem can cost you more business.
And that's a whole different topic, Mark, that we're going to get into, because some business owners are too stupid or actually too smart. Some are so good. I'll give you an example. Rolly Purifoy. He's great, by the way. But Rolly Purifoy, car dealer, Fort Lupton Chevrolet, or Purifoy Chevrolet. He is so principled and so anal about his business, doing things right, that really sometimes when there was a problem, this is way in the past, he'll admit it, there would be a little problem, right? And he knew it wasn't his fault, right? He was so principled, and he knew he ran things perfectly. He didn't want to just, I'm not giving him $25. I don't care. I'm not going to give him $25. I mean, he eventually did.
Even if it would cost him $100.
No, because he was so anal about what he does.
I know people
there are some business owners, again, I'm not talking about Rolly now.
And it's not necessarily anal, what you said at first, principle. They really live or die by the principle.
Yeah, or they're so hell-bent on doing things their way because they know it's the right way that they refuse to give in. And that really hurts in the long run. But I call it poison money if you're in business. Keep this in mind. If you pay poison money to solve a problem, it's your poison fund. Don't just do it without having it mean something. Don't say, all right, I'll pay you, get the hell out, I never want to see you again. Say, in my mind, blah, 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 I don't think we were in the wrong. I can see your point. I just want to keep our relations good. I would like to, in other words, don't make them, it's stupid to just pay the poison money and make an enemy at the same time. If you're going to pay the poison money, you should at least try to smooth it over if you can.
I had it's a little separate, but this was a big deal to me, man. I had a big company that was a fleet for us called Cintas. You've seen their vans driving around. And they'd go to my Peoria store, the Goodyear down there. And these guys did a lot of business with that store, $15,000, $20,000
What kind of business?
Tires, batteries, anything to keep their
parts.
vans. Well, we fixed their vehicles.
Oh, you fixed their vehicle. Okay, I thought they were a vendor.
They're a vendor for everybody else.
Right,
yeah.
and you're a vendor for them.
So I had the head guy come down there. His name was Corey. This is years ago. And he was a good guy, man. He did not like one of my technicians, and it was my head tech. And he basically said, I'm going to pull $15,000, $20,000 a month from you, or you got to get rid of this tech because I just don't like this guy anymore. And there was some friction there, there's no doubt. What do you think I did?
I don't know.
Well, you've known me for, what, 25 years?
I think you might have gotten rid of the tech or moved him. I don't know what.
No, I kept the tech in this circumstance.
No, really? Okay, because I thought you would have made an economic decision or...
I did. The tech made me a hell of a lot more than even what he brought in.
Okay. We had one time years ago that happened with a carpet. It was carpet exchange. All of the consumer problems were down to one manager. One
dude.
Yep. And the guy who owned Carpet Exchange, I think they still own it, the family, refused to get rid of him. I come to find out the guy had, I think, a children with disabilities or something, and he was under stress and all that. And it was kind of nice that they kept him on, but it was the manager I talked to, and I tried to get through to him on how to treat people. Sometimes he was just so rude and obnoxious. But teacher pay, what do you think, Dan?
In addition to... Are you there?
Yeah. Deputy Dan thought I was talking to him. We will after this. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, in addition to maybe paying them more, there needs to be more teachers so they can lessen the student-teacher ratio. Because my kids sometimes, in some years, have had 30, 32 kids in a class. And if one or two kids goes awry, one excited 12-year-old boy, it just disrupts things. And if
but are we willing to pay more school taxes? I think we are,
No, they just don't spend the money correctly.
That's right.
Not a point of more.
That's right. No. But what I'm saying is this. I think many times the reason we turn down increases is because we don't trust the way they're going to spend it. Don't you think, Dan?
I'd agree, yeah. There's not a complete accounting that we can access.
Right. What do you think, Deputy Dan?
I totally agree with that. Not only that is they don't take care of, Dan brings up a good point, the disruptors, because they don't discipline the kids nowadays. And so I think it makes the teacher's job miserable when they have kids that they can't discipline.
Guys, it wasn't that long ago. It was sometime last year they were trying to pass a bill, our governor, that they couldn't arrest people for selling drugs in school. They couldn't arrest if you punched, played grab ass.
No, I know that. We changed.
That was our governor.
But Dan Kaplis was outraged by that. He got me involved. I was outraged by it. It was the most stupid bill ever trying to be passed. It wasn't passed. Oh, another thing. Do you think that teachers are teaching ideology and philosophy? You know what I'm saying, political stuff. Does it sneak into what they teach? Do you believe that? Do you believe that teachers are doing that, or are they objective when they look at history? Are they objective when they look at things, or are they indoctrinating our children? I want to know what you think.
Think of this number. So in Colorado last year, the average pupil with tax money, state and federal, was $26,496 per pupil. The average prisoner in Colorado cost us $39,000.
We're spending more on them.
We spend more on the criminals.
Dan,
guess how much the homeless?
What?
Over $40,000 per.
And it's not helping them one bit.
Does nothing.
Dan, what is going on with your medical bill?
Hey, so about 4 weeks ago, in the middle of the night on the weekend, I had this, really bad pain in my back. I had a hard time breathing. I didn't know what was wrong with me. So I go into the emergency room. They tell me to put a gown on, so I take my shirt off, and the doctor's standing like about 6 feet away from me. He goes, "Oh, you have shingles."
Wait a minute. But would that cause the difficulty in breathing?
Well, it was because I had a pain in my back, which kind of, I was protecting my breathing to try to avoid the pain in my back.
And you were probably nervous. You're probably nervous too.
Right.
But I don't get it. Was it a wrong diagnosis?
No, that was it. That was the diagnosis. I mean, it took 2 minutes.
Hey, Dan,
hold on. I know
Dan's got a story like
no,
that.
I know where he's coming from. It took 2 minutes. He's going to be. Then what happened?
It's $5,000.
No, did he say take the gown off, get dressed, go home? Here's the medicine.
I never even got the gown on. He said, you have shingles.
Then what?
I'm going to go write you a couple prescriptions and send into the pharmacy. And that was it. I put my shirt back on and went home. And
I know, but that took time.
$3,500.
How much was it? $3,500?
Yep.
These guys. I used to kind of look up to doctors and stuff, man.
Yeah, but they're not doing. The doctors aren't charging $3,500.
A lot of them that are part of these groups that are doing all these little pop-ups next to Walgreens, they all have money invested.
This was a hospital ER, right?
Yes.
Listen, man, I understand what you're saying. You went in, you checked in, you did this, you did that. It was only 10 minutes or whatever it was. No matter what, I know this sounds crazy, but it took a lot of time and money, and unfortunately, you're also paying for those who don't pay. Honest to God. I mean, hold on. We can discuss
Welcome to Obama.
But that's what's happening.
It's really...
It's bullshit.
How much was it, did he say?
$3,500. Which is not... He got a prescription out of it. There's people that get aspirin, and it's $3,500.
To demand and receive
Shingles does hurt. You got it? Yeah. I need to get the second shot, I guess.
No, I think me too, but guess what? I didn't get it when I think we have to start over.
What do you mean? No, we got the old time. We got the old one. Now there's a new one. There's a new shot.
Are you supposed to get a booster?
Not a booster.
Rocky Mountain IV Medics. I can speak from firsthand experience. I am a customer, I guess you call it a patient. They come to your home, medical professionals, with IV, either for nourishment, hydration, you have a hangover, you have a migraine, maybe you have COVID, maybe you're sick and just want to get better. It helps in all situations. IVs, and they customize it for what you need. They discuss it with you. You get same-day appointments. I love these people, seriously. I use them monthly, including NAD, which is like a fountain of youth. I'm serious. Rocky Mountain IV Medics. .com. 720-987-2155. You can text or call for same day, even sometimes within an hour. 720-987-2155. So, if you're looking for the ideal home loan, well, Ideal Home Loans. Ideal Home Loans are direct mortgage lenders. They control the entire process, but they do more. They give an interest rate guarantee. I don't know of anyone that does that. That means if rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. Ideal Home Loans, and also this, they have credit optimization. You may ask what that is. You're approved, right? What do you need credit optimization for? Here's why. Because what they do is they optimize your credit, meaning that they will maybe have you pay down a credit card by a few bucks, or correct an address, or years on the job, whatever, to optimize credit. They go through your entire report, and most of the time can find things to make it better and get you lower pricing. 303-867-7000. Of course, they have you pick your own term loan, too. Listen, that's why we call it Ideal Home Loans. 303-867-7000.
See, the new one came out in 2017, and I got mine before that.
I'm going to look at that website.
But you're saying it's completely different technology.
No, you're right. It's called Shingrix, and it's two.
Okay, guys, listen, this is a good time to tell Dan with the medical bill. Remember our Patients' Right Advocate gal last week or earlier, whenever it was. Anyway, on their website, they have a whole article on how to fight outrageous medical bills. And we should talk, it's a good time to just tell our listeners that. Okay. And then,
did he get to keep the gown?
This was, listen, so homeless, 40 to 104,000 per person in Colorado.
What?
That's crazy.
40 to what? And that's a CU Boulder deal.
Okay, so, but this, where does that go? It ain't going to the homeless. It's
I have no idea.
The administrators that are keeping...
But how do they even have a range that big? That's like saying, hey, I'm going to take that new job, I'll pay you somewhere between 50 and 150.
What is Deputy Smarty Pants? whether it's bi-weekly or it doesn't matter. They're not going to pay you more than your salary.
I can't fucking understand him.
Yeah, no, he's just, I know. People think if they're getting paid bi-weekly, they're getting some extra pay in the month.
I'm just
really,
saying
it's
this.
divided the same way no matter what. Math is math.
It's a year.
Math
It's
is
a
math,
yearly
man.
salary.
Yep.
Or it's hourly. It's however hours you work. There's no difference.
No difference?
No difference unless it's your fault.
It's hard.
I quit emailing him because he was driving me so crazy.
Well, people.
I just don't even understand the thought. What he's saying is the employer might rip him off. Okay, well, that can happen no matter what. I mean, the fuck are you talking about?
I'm going to say, Mark needs a little better explanation.
God. You're not gonna get through it all. You're fucking getting suckered into the fucking crazy shit.
Or
he's buddy holing. He's buddy holing.
Or maybe Marty's playing you two.
You know what? That'd be funny. He's sitting there going, he's got us on his own YouTube channel. Look how crazy I can make these motherfuckers. That would be funny.
I thought of doing that.
Just being here.
You know, you give a big, long thing about what's going on, and then Tom goes, now what's the question?
Well, my cat.
What kind of carpet would you suggest?
Then I got allergies.
What is a COVID-19 clinical trial? They are for people who
or you get them all worked up and you find out it happened 14 years ago.
That's right.
How can you find out more? Contact covid.hhs.gov and information on clinical trials.
This is Chris Collinsworth. Here's what's trending on.
I can't believe how much we spend on homeless.
Again, so that's all administration.
It's all. Same with the fucking schools, though.
Yeah. I always say that if money comes in like locally, like local taxes, you know, 90% gets spent to the actual thing.
If you go to vouchers, the good schools that are ran good are going to get the students and get the money. The shitty schools will go away. And that's why they're terrified. Because you can call it unpopular, there's a lot of fucking teachers that don't give a fuck.
Hey, Tom, do they discipline in your son and daughter's school?
Yeah. Not like yet.
No. I've never.
We had corporal punishment.
We did too.
I took SWATs all the time. What do you want to spend? 3 hours after school in detention? Or 2 or whatever the fuck it was? Or SWATs and you're done. 10 seconds.
Right.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Quentin, what's going on with you?
Hey, Tom. Thanks for taking my call. So I am a lawn care business owner, and yesterday I was using my trimmer edging a walk, and I hit a window of a neighbor who I don't mow. And I'm talking with them, and they said that they're going to have Renewal by Anderson come out to take a look at it, because I guess they're the ones who like installed it. And I just kind of want to know if they're like a reputable company or if there's someone on the
they're definitely a reputable company, but I want to know, what damage did you do?
So I was edging with my trimmer and kicked up a little tiny rock or pebble, and it went straight into this 92-inch by 62-inch piece of glass.
Oh, so was it a fixed light, they call it? Was it a fixed window, or does it open and close?
It's a fixed window.
Okay. Now, that's a big window, and did it crack it? Did it crack it?
It shattered it. Like there's not a piece of that glass that doesn't have a crack on it.
Okay. So you want to know what? I mean, it's going to have to be replaced. Now, there are some
yeah. I just want to know if, Renewal by Anderson, like if I can trust them to,
Of course you can. Now listen, hold on. Okay. I don't know what you're asking me. Can you trust them? The Renewal by Anderson is a good company with good products. So, Renewal by Anderson, I'm not saying is going to give you rock bottom wholesale pricing. I don't know what they're going to give you, and I don't know if they're going to tell you you can replace replace just the IGU, the insulated glass unit inside that frame without taking the whole unit out, because they may not do that. But whatever they suggest will be ethical and honest within their realm. However, that doesn't mean you can't go somewhere else and find something else. Let me give you an example. If Renewal by Anderson says you need to do the entire unit, frame and everything, we're going to make a new one and put it in here, that's going to be a certain price. There are some companies like 5280, Mark. What is that?
They're gone. I'm finding their new name, though. They're on the referral list, but I always forget the name of them.
Okay, he's looking up for the new name. There are some companies that literally remove the insulated glass unit and put in its place a new insulated glass unit. However, the homeowner may say, whoa, that's not up to Renewal by Anderson standards. It's not the same. I may not want it. So it's really something that's up to both of you to negotiate.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, he was honestly really cool about it. You know, it was a mistake. I didn't realize I did it.
So when you said it shattered the whole thing, it's still in place, though. It didn't come out leaving a hole in the house, did it?
No, it's like it's almost like two panes of glass. Like there's the outer part. That's
it is two
shattered,
panes.
And then
it
there's
is two
like
panes.
another inner.
Right. That's right. That's right.
True View.
So yeah, it's just that outside that like shattered.
Right. These guys can fix that. They can come in and do that one single pane, and they can even make it so it's airtight. Whatever it's supposed to be, it'll be.
Yeah, they can even do.
Who is that?
Hold on. We'll give you the name.
True View.
True View. They do window repair. But listen, there's nothing wrong with you getting this estimated. Now, they can do low E. They can do all kinds of whatever glass is broken, they can replace. But, again, if they call their Renewal by Anderson person, that they may just do complete units, okay? So you may have a little tug of war here convincing the homeowner that you can replace just that pane that is broken.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, do you care which way it's done? Are you paying personally, or does your insurance pay?
It depends how much it's going to be, because I actually called you last year about an issue I had where my aerator went into the side of a truck, and I was waiting for my insurance to like reimburse me $500 for it. So it just kind of depends how much it is going to be. Like if it's something I can pay out of pocket, I'll just pay out of pocket. But I have no deductible with stuff like this, so if it's going to be expensive, then insurance.
Listen, here's what you do, Quentin.
Okay.
Let Renewal by Anderson take a look, and then if you're there when they're there, say, hey, can we have just the one pane replaced? Let's say Renewal says you need the whole thing done, and you could say, hey, what if I get this done? TrueView is a company. Mark, do you have that number for TrueView? Here's the number.
Yeah, hold on here. It is.
And you say, hey, what if we have this company come out and just replace the glass? Now, they may say, no, it's not going to be the same as Renewal. And, and again, that's because they might be brand proud, and you can't blame.
Yeah, or they're trying to put some extra dough in their pocket. Either or, who knows?
No, I'm talking about Renewal. I don't think Renewal cares.
No, I mean the customer,
the homeowner.
Yeah, he might get an estimate for $3,000 from them and $300 from these guys, and want the $3,000. 720.
Let's hope it's not $3,000.
Yeah, man, you'd be shocked how big of a window's that. But anyhow, it's 720-797-5678, and that's TrueView Windows on the referral list.
And is it spelled like View, V-I-E-W?
Yeah.
Okay. TrueView. And you can find them at referral.
But they bought 5280.com.
Yeah, so they do the 5280 window screen and glass repair. By the way, Quentin, if you could do us a favor, let us know what Renewal tells you.
And they also do full brand new enclosures. So, I mean, they can give you an estimate on full replacement as well.
Again, that's going to be between you and that homeowner. Okay.
How do you think they suck the air out? How does that work? How do they create a vacuum inside the panes?
They don't, I don't think. Because
well, then wouldn't it fog up? Because that would drive me insane.
You know what? I don't know how they do it, Mark. They may have to do both. I don't know, but I've known them to do one, and I don't know how they do it. All right, hold on. Tammy is a retired teacher with a comment coming up. She ought to have a lot of credibility.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross.
Yeah, see, I'll bet you what happens. It's an Anderson window.
Yeah.
People by Anderson is going to say, well, we're not going to guarantee the window if they don't get the replace the whole thing.
Well, I don't know what they guarantee it for.
Anything. You know,
well, they would. The company that's repairing it would be guaranteeing the window.
No, the window or the outside.
That's what I'm saying, but these people won't fuck with the siding.
Right, but I'll bet you Anderson says, there goes your warranty.
I don't know what that would matter, though. Because the new companies...
They're expensive. Built by Anderson's extremely.
I wonder how they do fix the double and triple panes. Because if you get any air in there, I mean, you can get fog and not even see out those windows or any kind of condensation. Maybe they don't. Maybe they only do single glass.
Because that breaks all the time.
Yeah, who takes over as governor? Who's his lieutenant?
His lieutenant's a woman.
It's a woman, yeah.
Be the first woman governor of New York.
In fact, she was, they said, was very keeping a low profile because she wanted to be governor. She just wanted to let it go.
Well, you know why?
Affordable Interest Mortgage and Excel Roofing are two companies I truly believe in. With Excel Roofing, you have an owner that I've known from the beginning. He was the first roofer at referralist.com. Excel, I always say Excel as in excellent. It's EXCEL, excelroofing.com. And here's the deal. They know the entire roof system, which is really important. They take a look at the roof, the decking. They take a look at the insulation or the ventilation in the attic. Do you have enough venting? Do you have enough ridge vents? Do you have enough venting in the soffits? You see, there are thermal currents that need to take place in an attic for a roof to work correctly and a roof to last the way it should, and also for home to stay cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. You really need to know all of this. And of course, Excel Roofing is your expert. They can put in an attic fan that needs no wiring and solar powered. Also, talk to them about repairs and maintenance. In other words, all your roofing needs, including, of course, insurance jobs. 303-761-6400, excelroofing.com. And as I said, Affordable Interest Mortgage is a company I know and I trust. I know it because Kurt Rogers is in charge, and I love the liquid loan. I can't stop talking about it. Of course, you can get the conventional, the VA, the FHA, whatever loan you need, including the liquid loan. The liquid loan is a line of credit on your house for 30 years. Of course, it pays off your first, and then any extra you have coming due to equity you can use or not. It's there for an emergency. Then you can pay down even your everything, just everything, and then take it all back again. It's liquid. You also have an accompanying bank account that every dime you keep in your bank for paying bills counts against your average daily balance, which lowers your interest even further. Find out more about the liquid loan. Kurt Rogers, Affordable Interest Mortgage. That's AImortgage.net, AImortgage.net, 720-895-0500.
Happy morning. You've heard that before, right? Well, that applies to your home too, but maybe you don't know exactly how to get it done, or what the options might be. Hi, Dan Cicchini, done my kitchens and baths, windows and doors.
And not knowing how those windows are made. I mean, there may be the frame, and then the glass part just kind of pops out or something. Or, I don't know.
They're sealed in there. I mean,
Yeah, they have to be sealed.
No, I would assume that they might even say they got to do the two pane, and I would say that's probably right.
Oh yeah.
And then just cut it out. And but they're definitely sealed, so you don't get any,
Yeah.
in there.
I used to do
silicone.
You know how some windows can be hard to lift up?
Yeah.
If you put helium gas in between the panes, then they're just much easier to lift. So
Yeah, that's good.
I learned that from an engineer.
Do you really believe that?
Sure. Used to sell it.
That would be a sale.
You got helium just like they do in tires.
Yeah.
Well, you put nitrogen tires.
No, helium, then your car's lighter. Truckers do it to keep down when you hit the point of entry and they weigh. It can take numerous pounds off.
Does Costco still put nitrogen in?
Yeah.
That was so the nitrogen molecule is bigger, so it would go out.
I will say I generally always buy tires at discount. They will match anybody out there without blinking. They're fucking easy to deal with.
They are. They're really good.
And they don't try to sell you anything else.
Can you take tire and they'll put them on?
Tire changeover, $21 a pop.
Do they give you a road hazard on? I'm sure not.
No, not on your own tires.
Told me about Orchard. And no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer
I tell you what, the best thing to do on tires, because I do like Costco, is to buy them at Firestone, and that way when you go and do the switch over and balance on tires, you get your alignment done. Get your lifetime alignment, go and get them both.
Addie got points knocked off for this in school. Read this.
What's that, Mark?
Addie got points knocked off. Why? From her professor. Read this. And you tell me why.
I'm going to be pissed.
That is so funny. It's do you agree or disagree? Do you have it?
Not yet. I will.
If you're thinking about selling, or just curious what Orchard,
No, I
at a
don't.
no cost, no obligation offer at Orchard.com.
Hold on.
She disagreed?
She disagreed.
Available everywhere.
She actually had points taken off.
For the answer.
30K now, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Let's go to Tammy. Tammy is a retired teacher with a comment. We were talking about teachers, teacher salary, and if you believe teachers teach ideology or a bend toward liberal politics, it seems like they do, systemic racism and all of that, or not. Or is that being exaggerated? Maybe they don't. Tammy, go ahead.
Tom, I really don't think necessarily that teachers teach towards one ideology or another. I know my son teaches high school social studies, and when they get in, they teach the kids to debate the right side or the wrong, both sides of a problem. And sometimes my son, who might say, all right, well, what if we do it this way? And it might be a very left-wing type comment, but it makes the kids think. Or he might throw out a really right-wing comment and makes the kids start to think and try to develop their own
Oh, I don't
idea.
mind that. I love that kind of teaching. I love that kind of challenging.
But
Must be a private school.
Really, no, public schools. My husband and I and our son teach public schools. But in some of the private schools, those are more of a homogenous group of people. They can pick and choose. A lot of your private schools, they look at your state test scores. They won't take you if they're not going to be high test scores. They are not required to take special ed students. They have no services. If you have an autistic kid, they don't have the services to help your child. And so public school is kind of a catch-all for everybody. But and I love public school because there's so many things that the kids get an opportunity
So you
to
must
do.
hate vouchers.
I can see both sides of vouchers. What I don't like about it is in a private school, they pay less historically than a public school teacher.
So
yeah, so for example, if the base salary is $32,000, they might make $26,000.
Wow.
And a principal can walk in one day at any time during the day in a private and a charter school and say you're going home.
I appreciate everything she's saying, and I love the fact that you have taught kids for a long time, but I find the teachers' unions absolutely insane. Do you realize in Oregon now, Tom?
No,
in Oregon, you can graduate now. This isn't like they're thinking about it. They can do it. You can graduate with not knowing any math or any reading.
Well, not if you're illiterate.
No, that's it. That's the deal, man. They will not. Graduation will have nothing to do with those items anymore because it's not fair.
Are you sure, Mark?
I'll send you 5,000 articles.
Are you saying it? If you're saying someone can't read, they can graduate, come on, Mark.
They don't look at math or reading, test scores whatsoever to think about graduation anymore. They're not included in there. Go ahead.
We don't want to hurt people. We don't want to hurt people's feelings. You know, we might make them feel bad if they didn't pass this math test, and that's against most teachers' principles. But you know, a lot of this stuff comes down from the administration, and so we're just. It's the trickle down theory. It drops down to us, and we're expected to do this. We're not allowed to discipline kids. You know, you say to a principal, so-and-so's been interrupting my class. I've talked to his mom. I've tried all these, they call them interventions now. He said, well, don't call me. You figure out what to do with it. You know, we can't send kids to the office. We're not allowed to, and you just hit on several things, so I just have a list. In the state, if you change districts, you might get a half a step for every year you've taught. And a lot of them max out at 12 steps. So if you've taught 24 years, say in Cherry Creek School District, and you want to go to Colorado Springs School District, they might give you 12 years.
So
listen, you're losing money.
Tom, here's the headline, though. Just listen to this.
This is crazy.
Oregon governor signs bill ending reading and math proficiency requirements for graduation. It was kind of done on the down low. There was no press conference. Nothing happened.
Can you help me understand something else? And this is something I've wanted to know, Tammy. And I'm serious now. I don't understand it. I'm not saying it's crazy. It sounds crazy, and I don't understand it. How is math racist?
That's a good one on me.
No. I mean, maybe you know what they're... In other words, I'm not asking you to support it. I want to know, do you know the reasoning behind it? I really want to know. And damn it, every time I ask, I get no one who will call the show and explain it. They might think it's a trap and I'm just trying to trick them and I want to make fun of them. I really always love to learn. I swear to God, I love to learn. I want to know, how is it racist? I also ask questions, and when I ask questions, it's funny. It's really funny when I ask questions. People assume I'm thinking a certain way when I'm not. I'm not saying, it's not racist, you idiots. You better call and explain it to me. I am asking you, because if I see reason, I'll reason with you. I need to know how math is racist. No one has ever been able to explain that to me. I also want to know examples, true examples of systemic racism. I'm not talking about some jerk who thinks, they're superior to black people or whatever. I need to know, what is the systemic racism that still exists. This show's a consumer show, right? But I also talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, truth, justice, I call it, and the American way. I want to help people in all areas. So could you please help me understand how math is racist? Maybe not all math. Maybe it's just some math. And then maybe you can tell me also, examples of systemic racism. Not just saying systemic racism, but give me examples. I'm not denying it exists. I'd like to learn.
I mean, people don't fucking tell you because they don't know how. That tells you it can't be solid. I mean, I want to learn. Dan, do you know why math is racist?
Never ever heard any answer to that. Just, I think it's the way it's taught, or I don't know.
Well, I think it comes down to this. This is very simplistic, but if you look at certain areas, say Oakland, California, and you look at the population not graduating, let's say the people not graduating are highly black individuals or highly Hispanic
and they're failing math.
And they're failing out of math.
Do you think that's it?
I think that's what it comes down to, but that doesn't make math racist. It means they're not learning math. But I think that's where the argument comes. Then the broader argument is because they can't graduate, because they can't do math up to date to pass, then they're always going to have a leg down because they don't have a high school diploma. They can't get into junior college.
David Ellis Jewelers is the place to go if you are looking to sell silver or gold, and it is a name you can trust. I've known David for years, and you can trust David. Now, a lot of people advertise silver and gold and top prices and this and that. What good is any of it if you don't have someone you truly can trust? 303-322-8779 for more information at 3rd and Clayton. That's DavidEllisJewelry.com. If you're looking for extra cash, you want to get rid of old silver valuables, things like watches, or nothing has to be operating. He's buying the metal. It's a trusted name, David Ellis Jewelers. So go to someone you can trust. That's the value here. An honest assessment, 3rd and Clayton. And carpeting. If you want to clean it, listen, you have the old-fashioned way or you have the zero res way. And here's the real truth about zero res. They clean with only water, but it's super soft and alkaline-based water. Listen, I can't get into the chemistry of it, but I'll tell you this, it's patented and it works. I use them in my home, and you can too. Right now, 3 rooms, cleaned, $119. ZeroResDenver.com, a company I know and trust. They can get through the pet smells and stains like you would not believe it. That is what I love about it. They get rid of not only stains, but odors deep down. 3 rooms, $119. That's 303-471-5150 for a system you can trust. Makes your carpets like new, clean faster, dry faster, last longer. 303-471-5150.
I want to challenge you right now to get some free money. The challenge, that's all you have to do, and it's going to be free money. Here's the only catch. You would have had to have had a homeowner's claim or a company claim like Garage Keepers, an insurance claim in the past 2 years. This guy, Matt at Paragon, that I found, he can reopen that claim and get you all the money you deserve, because I guarantee they did not give you every penny that policy laid out for you when you made that claim, and I am not kidding you. My insurance company wanted to give me zero zilch. Matt got me $70,000. And like I said, even if the claim's a year old, year and a half, up to 2 years old, he can examine it for free, tell you how much money he can get you for free, and it doesn't create a second claim. It's money you're already due. 719-726-0020. Write it down. Call him right now. 719-726-0020, or find Matt in Paragon Services on our referral list at referrallist.com.
Are you one of millions of people across the country thinking about retiring earlier than expected? Join us on Tuesday, August 17th at 3 p.m. for our brand new version.
So I read something, or I didn't read it. I heard something very interesting yesterday. Listen to this, man. They were saying, who's the mayor of New York City? Bellagio. They were saying he is probably more racist than anybody. Well, and here's where they kicked it off. You know how they say all the Trump supporters are the ones not getting the vaccine? Well, truth be told, only 30% of the black population in the U.S. has been fully vaccinated. And of course, we all know why. The government used to trick the shit out of them and give them bad vaccines and do tests and shit on them. I think that's valid. That's true. That shit happened. So I'd be pretty fucking nervous about getting the vaccine too. But by closing restaurants down, enforcing a vax card in order to get into restaurants, get into health clubs, so they can't exercise, they can't go eat, all of a sudden we're back at segregation with these vax cards. And who does it hurt the most? It's hurting the black population. That's fucking ironic as shit.
First day of school pop quiz ready.
What do you think of that, Dano?
I think for if that's what blacks say is they're keeping them because of the thing that happened 50 years ago, or
that wouldn't make you fucking nervous. Your grandparents and your parents talking about that shit.
Well, you know what it was too, right? They didn't inject them with anything.
I don't know what it was.
They just didn't treat them. And they studied on how the disease, syphilis.
Well, that's pretty fucked up.
Oh, it was fucked up. Absolutely.
Well, wouldn't you be a little fucking sketchy over the government after that shit?
It had nothing to do with vaccination. Again, it's the media portraying this as like, look out! They're doing it again.
Well, okay. I don't know anybody in the media portraying anything but go get the vax. I mean, literally, I don't know anybody. People that aren't getting the vax right now, and if that guy's numbers are right, only 30% of black people, there's a reason they haven't been. They're mistrusting of the government. And if the government did shit like that to them, I'd be pretty fucking mistrusting too. Hell, I'm mistrusting of them now.
Well, I am mistrusting of them now. That's what I think, but not for that reason.
Well, of course not, because that didn't affect your
I will bet you I bet you they did similar studies in the military.
Well, they gave LSD to a shitload of people in the military.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right, let's talk and give me some help. I'm going to go to calls in a minute here. I want to take problems first, and then I'd like comments on systemic racism. If there are examples you can give me, then also maybe you can tell me how math is racism. Again, this is not tongue-in-cheek. I truly want to know. Russell, what's going on, man? This sounds serious. What's happening? Hold on. Russell, yeah. What's going on?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. This is a long.
Oh, dang it, Tom. I was afraid of this.
Hold on, Russell. Your phone is breaking up. Are you calling? Where are you calling from? All right, hold on. This is important, so I don't want to disconnect. Hang on, okay? Russell, hang on. And Suze, let's see, maybe we call him back. That might help. Anthony, what's happening with you?
Hey, Tom. Yeah, my name is Anthony, and so I'm calling because I had my car repossessed on Friday.
Why?
And I have no idea why. So I started looking around, and I looked at my past payment, and I was making payments, and the only thing I could think of was back in February I had lost my job, and so I applied for a forbearance. And so, to me, in my knowledge, the forbearance was for 2 months. The letter that I received, which I even luckily took a screenshot of it because that was the only way I could get this letter of the forbearance that was approved, clearly states that my next due date was April 16th. So in April, when that happened, I wasn't able to make that payment.
So hold on. In February, you lost job and got a forbearance. Right. So did you make February's payment?
I did not.
Okay.
Because it was
hold on. What I need to know is, when did you make your next payment?
So the next payment was supposed to be due April 16th. I made the payment in May, but I caught up for April and was paying for May as well. But
so your first payment was due in April, and you made that payment in May.
Correct.
Okay, then what happened?
So that May payment was for the total amount was $760, and my payments every month are $385. So apparently, because I paid $10 short, if you do the math there, it's $10 short.
Yeah,
that's what kind of screwed up everything.
No, listen, I have no doubt that they repossessed it properly, because they don't care about your car. They want the money. And I think the forbearance combined with the short payment and the late payment, because your first payment was due in April, and in May made both payments, April and May, The problem is you were short. That even put another nail in the coffin. So what happened after that? When was it? Then why was it repossessed just like Friday?
So here's the thing. To my knowledge, like I said, 2 months was approved. And so when I made that payment in May, that was supposed to cover April and May. And then I made a payment in June that would have covered for June if there was a 2-month forbearance. But because they came back and said that it was only for 1 month, so February was now covered, and then March wasn't. And so that's why there's another month being added on top of the $10.
Listen, when you say forbearance, they don't just forgive the payment. It goes to the back of your loan.
Exactly, yes. And so that's where I had thought that they had reconstructed it for 2 months, because here's the thing.
Did you get anything in writing that said you had a 2-month forbearance?
The only thing that I have in writing is the sheet they gave me, and on that sheet it just says the next due date of when it's due. It doesn't say anything.
Hold on. Did you make? We're running out of time. Hold on, and we'll come back to you. Plus, we have a comment on systemic racism. We also have to talk to Russell about his house.
With all the recent huge changes in our economy, this is a really important time to pay attention to your spending and your savings. Don't waste money, and very importantly, don't turn your head on ways that you could save. For example, a mortgage refinance. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for American Financing, reminding you that a mortgage refinance is more than just a lower interest rate. It's also an effective way to eliminate high-interest debt. You're able to pull out cash.
House burned down.
So you can pay off credit
Where?
balances.
No.
Oh, on there?
Russell.
Needs mad.
Needs the fire department. First things first.
Needs mad.
The most important announcement in the quarter of a century history of this newsletter. My goal and passion has always been about supporting you and helping
This
you
article I'm reading on math racism
that there are
basically what they're saying is teachers
benefited from what I've shared with
teach
you.
minorities
I am
different because they don't
filled
expect
with joy
as much
and
from them.
sense of gratitude nearly every time.
So what's the fix?
It's there is so many people.
No, this is one article. I'll bet you there's many different articles on how they teach. So if you don't expect much from somebody, you teach them at a lower
we are never.
Yeah, so what's the fix, though?
Teach everybody at the same level.
Well, here. Park is like.
So the kids that keep up or something.
As you're aware, I was.
Here's the thing, is going back to the service, it's like, okay.
The last week, tremendous amount of reflection.
But all of them, they don't say it, they call it whiteness, but Asians, for the most part, are doing much better in math than white.
Oh my God, much better.
So
I think China is #1 in education for children in the world. China, #1.
The article was loaded with so many false statements about me and my organization.
I think we're like I don't even think we're in the single digits anymore.
Yeah, math and science.
You should have asked that lady about
I
what she thought. So what
25 years worth of blood, sweat, and tears coming down.
The FAA says reports
I can hardly believe I'm saying these words.
jumped again in the
It's
past
a
week.
testament to just how radical
In a new
things
tally,
have
the FAA
degenerated in
says it
recent
has
past.
received over 3,800
However,
reports
I
about
will
rolling
continue to publish
passengers on
more.
board planes to Sierra
Going forward,
95
charge
that
I
past
publish
week,
will
and
only
while a
be available
majority of those
for 48
I do think
people
we should
refusing
get
to wear
reasons
masks
to
on
start
board. Another common denominator has been alcohol. The FAA is asking airports to cut down on alcohol from restaurants and bars, airport terminals, and for airport police to arrest or kick out those who are drunk and being belligerent before they get on a plane.
Coronavirus and all my interviews.
After
with
a
experts.
year-long journey, China's wandering
These will be
elephants are heading
all
home.
removed to
14
appease
wild
the individuals
elephants
in power
crossed over a
have an
river,
arsenal of
them closer to their
overwhelming
natural
tools at their
habitat.
disposal and
Clear
are
what
actively
elephants
engaged in
must
use.
observe, roam 300 miles.
COVID-19 has activated emergency authorization powers that have weakened our constitutional rights.
Tom Bodette here.
Sadly, cyber warfare, authoritarian forces
God, it's so open and debate whose education's the best. Now, math, I just did math, and you would think it's pretty hard to fudge the numbers on one thing. And Chinese, they beat us by fucking every which way there is.
Chinese people here or Chinese people in China?
China. Talking countries.
I think the way that comes out is because they elevate the people that are doing better. I mean, you go to college and you find out that people, foreigners and stuff, all seem to be extremely smart. But the reason that is because they only send the really smart ones over here. I'm serious. I've had babies on it. They're not going to just send the average person over there.
It is very likely that I've seen this information as a region.
You guys said it's not wanting vaccine because of the past. There you go, systemic racism.
That's exactly
because you don't expect much from them. You don't get much.
You know what? I hate when people just act like there was no fucking difference. And it
No,
was
there
only
was.
50 fucking years ago.
Absolutely there was. I mean, nobody can say that.
Well, people tend to think that now. They were born the same day I was, in 1980. Well, who gives a fuck? Their grandparents, their parents, their great-great-grandparents, they didn't have the fucking same leg up.
I-70 remains closed through Bloodwood Canyon as crews work to remove mud and debris that during heavy rains over 3 days.
Although it's parenting. That's where the leg up comes from.
Parenting's huge, huge.
It is the thing.
That's my argument with Tom when he wants free college for everybody. It has everything.
Oh, Mark, some fucking ghetto person at three generations in a ghetto. I'm not going to fucking hold it against their children. Even if they have bad parents, I don't hold it against. Who gives a fuck if they have bad parents? They could be the next Einstein. Why is it their fault? They were born into it.
It's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's their parents' fault.
That's right. So what do we do? Keep it going generation after
You've got to
generation?
catch it way before college, or else they never make it into college.
What I'm saying
It's a horrible argument you
fucking child knows there is hope. It will catch them before college. These kids in elementary school can't wait to fucking quit school because there's no fucking hope. There's no hope. You give them hope, and then it's not going to work for one generation. It'll take a while. But fuck, you can't keep it the way it is so only Buffy and Jody go because they have fucking rich parents.
It's not even the money part.
Oh, bullshit.
They have two parents that make them do their homework, that make them go to school.
And I say...
Or even one parent for that.
And I say, so what? Then what we're saying is, we are going to condemn that fucking generation because they have bad parents.
No, you try to fix that part of it.
Mark, that's what I'm saying. Even if parents knew there was hope, they know that their child will never fucking go to college. They know it. You don't even understand it. I don't even understand how far removed you are from it. These people live with zero hope. The idea of going to college doesn't even cross their fucking minds. Some parents are wondering, I wonder if my kid can deal drugs. Or I wonder if my kid can steal a car. I mean, they don't even know how they're going to get to their next meal. I'm not talking about these fucking lazy assholes in the middle. I'm talking about people who have no hope. Zero hope. I think it would change parents. I think you would have a mother in a fucking ghetto saying she would be getting that kid ready for college. If she knew it was there. They don't even, there's no reason for them. In fact, man, I just don't think people understand the idea of fucking hope and hopelessness. That's the point.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So, we got a guy who got a car repossessed. He doesn't understand how, but I'm going to tell you, no matter what, I'm serious now. They probably are right. Because people don't repossess cars lightly. We may find a mistake, maybe not. Is it worth looking into? Yes. Anthony says his car was repossessed on Friday. But here's what happened. In February, he lost his job. He said he got a forbearance. He said the forbearance, so in February, when in February did you lose your job?
So I lost my job. It was probably around the 14th or 15th.
When is your payment due in February?
Payment is at the end of the month.
Wait a minute.
By 25th,
it's at your payment is due on the 25th?
Yes.
So the February payment is due February 25th. That's what your contract says. Or is that the late charge assessed after the 25th?
No, that's not. So they have a 10-day grace period, but
okay. So the payment's due. Okay, good. So you notified them before the payment was due that you could not make the payment.
Correct.
Good. Now, you notified them you could not make the payment, and they said, we'll give you a forbearance.
So when I talked to them, I requested 2 months, and the lady that I spoke with said that they would submit everything, and that if there was a problem, I would hear something. But if there wasn't, I would get a email that would have me electronically sign the contract, which is what I took a picture of. And it's a good thing I did, because I can't get that document.
And what does the contract say?
The contract just states, it has, some of my personal information.
What does it say as far as what does it say as far as skipping a payment?
So it says, thank you for contacting Belco Credit Union. You were approved for your deferment/extension on your auto loan. And then it goes into the details of my account. And then it says, I request a deferment with my next due date being 4/16/2021. And then the reason on there is that I was recently let go from my job.
All right, so that would put your next payment April. Is that what they're saying?
Right. That's what I'm saying. But what they're saying is that it was approved for 1 month, and somehow there was an error. And so the forbearance, when it was approved, was originally approved for the name of February, wasn't paid, so they fit to February, and then now I owe for March.
Yeah, but wait a minute. If that letter said to you your next payment is due in April, is that really what it says?
That's really what it says. I've got a screenshot
then
right
how
here.
Do they explain? How do they explain that you missed March payment if they allowed you to defer it?
And that's what I'm wondering, and that's why I want to know why they didn't contact me if there was a.
They didn't have to contact you. They did contact you, Anthony. You have a letter saying that your next payment was due when? What does it say about that payment in April? Exactly.
So it says I/we request a deferment in parentheses that says extension with my next due date being 04/16.
Hold on. That's just the application for it. That's what you signed. That's not the approval. That's the application.
Well, that's the second page from the one that says thank you for contacting the company, and then it says that my deferment was approved. And then on the next page is when it starts going over the details of my account.
Okay. I got it. And then did you have to sign that?
Yes, and I signed it. It's got my signature.
I got it.
I got it.
Now, if that said your deferment was approved and your next payment was in April, I don't understand how they say the March payment was missed. Because if the way I read that, you don't make February, you don't make March. They're saying that's why it was. They're saying that's why it was repossessed.
Was it approved after the March payment was due, Tom? What's the date of the letter?
So the date of the letter is, oh man. Date of the letter looks like, there isn't one. There's no, on the header, it's got my address.
When did you get it?
Remember, this would have been probably the early March is when the letter came to me.
Listen, it sounds to me, no matter what, like they approved your deferment for 2 months. And that now, but why are they saying you missed March payment?
So they're saying that I was only approved for 1 month, even though I don't have anything stating that I was 1 month approved for 1 month. And so being approved for 1 month means that they're only saying that February was covered and not February and March.
But what do they say when you bring up the letter?
That's the thing. I bring up the letter, and I spoke with the branch manager. She's the one who's trying to work on this with higher ups above her. And she's just telling me, she's like, I see where you're coming from. Because
Anthony, this car, in my opinion, was not repossessed properly. This is BS. If what you're telling me in that letter, you need to send that letter to us. I want to give this to Deputy Smarty Pants. This is wrong. I don't know how much how much they want now to get your car back.
$1,330.
Did you pay it?
No. I'm still working. The branch manager that I've been speaking with is trying to work something out.
No, you know what? They jumped the gun on this one, Anthony. But the problem you made was making in May, both April and May, and you were short. That alone, let me just explain this to you, bro. That alone, I think, would have been enough to repo it. So we can try to help you, but you need to know that even if they gave you credit for March, not credit, but extended March to the end of your payment, that it may be a problem that in May you were short $10 for both payments. We'll try it, though. Let's give it to Deputy Smarty Pants. This is right up his alley. And let's just see what he says. Now, Russell, we tried to recalibrate here to get you on. Your phone was cutting up. Go ahead, Russell. Let's see what's happening.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can, sir. Yes, I can. Go ahead, Russell.
All right. On July 8th, it happened. My wife and I, a couple years ago, sold my house, and we bought a motorhome. I've been living in the motorhome because I'm a senior citizen. I was going to do some traveling, and but things didn't work out right. So anyway,
did the motorhome burn down?
Yes, in my RV. And
okay, hold on. You were living full time in motorhome, right?
Yes.
And was it in a park when it burned down?
No, we was down there off of 64th in York, in the little pull out there.
But what was it? Just a pull off of the road?
No, it's a little pull off area, big turnaround like where people park and stuff and take their dogs down the river.
You were in a pull off area, and what happened?
Yeah. And the air compressor exploded. And it blew off the whole right side of my motorhome, and it started a fire. And my wife and my dog was in the back bedroom, and I literally thought that I was going to witness them burning alive. Are you there?
Yes, man, I'm listening. What happened?
And so I got my wife out, and then the flames were so high and so intense and coming so fast to the back bedroom because the front of the motorhome was already pretty much gone. And I looked at my dog. I get sentimental really bad because this was something I wish on nobody. And my dog was on the bed, and I said, "Come on, man, we got to get out of here." I couldn't leave her there, so I grabbed my dog and throw my dog out the side of the motorhome. And I got her out, and then the flames were coming so fast to me, and so I backed up more as far as I could to the bedroom, and then I don't know, something just kicked in my head, and I got burnt on my face and my right hand, but I covered up my eyes, and I just ran through the flames and jumped out, and then I'm on oxygen, so my oxygen tank started to explode and go off and everything, and then the fire trucks and all these people came, and I ended up going to the hospital, and but pretty much the house part of my motorhome, it was gone. I mean, it was like just gone. And I was on the back of the fire truck, and I was on oxygen, and so I went to the hospital. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
And anyway, I went to the hospital, and literally, I had nothing on but a pair of golfing shorts or sports shorts and a sports shirt and some sandals, and that's all I had on. And but we lost everything that we owned. I mean, I don't even have a pair of shoes. But that's not why I'm calling. I'm calling because it's been over a month now, and I'm on Social Security, on oxygen, and I have been to so many places. I'm carless. I literally watched I thought my wife was going to burn, and at least I saved them and we're alive. But I just can't understand that I worked all my life and for years, never asked nobody for nothing or anything. And I have been to churches, I have been to Section 8, I have been to so many places, and nobody will help us. We have nothing. We have nothing.
Hey, Russell.
And they told my, go ahead.
Do you have any insurance?
I do. I do have insurance, and they say that I have a insurance only liability.
Oh, you didn't have any insurance on the coach.
I did have it. No. They told me they don't full coverage motorhomes.
Yeah, they do.
So I had.
Yeah, they do.
But I had,
you only had
didn't.
Russell. Let's get right to it. You did not have insurance to cover the coach and your injuries and your property. Yes or no?
No. I did. They say I did not, but I had comprehensive insurance, only liability. It didn't cover any property damage or anything, but it did cover my passengers, and it did cover if there was another car involved or whatever. But
hold on.
No.
Would your wife be considered a passenger?
Yes, sir.
Is it covering her?
But they said I didn't have. Yes, I did, and they said I didn't have the insurance that covered anything.
Who was your insurance carrier?
My National General.
Okay, and you said you had comprehensive.
Yes, but I guess they dropped it or something because when I called them and told them, they said, "Well, you didn't have. You only had liability that only covers the other people or whatever."
Not comprehensive. No, are you sure?
The passenger.
Yeah, but comprehensive covers your coach for a fire or theft. Hold on a second, all right? Let's explore this.
I was going to ask him about insurance. What does it? I've never heard of not having an RV policy, though. I mean, I don't know what he's talking about. He's acting like he's got the general or something.
No. What he said was, though, he said he had liability. I understand that.
Yeah.
But what about, he said comprehensive, so that should cover it.
I don't know.
You might be confused.
Yeah.
Secure your seat today at 855-918-2181 or allworthfinancial.com/work.
I don't know what, I mean, what do you do?
QCColorado.com stands for Quiet Cool, the whole house fan that I have in my home, and it's really saving me money. It almost pays for its dang self. QCColorado.com. And really, it's very, very cool. One of the things I like about QC is that it runs instead, and when it runs, it really cuts down on the time my air conditioner runs. It's that simple. It keeps your house cool because it brings in cooler air from below to above, and then it exhausts the hot air out through the attic. And QCColorado.com can install it in less than 2 hours. And the other thing is, it's remote controlled, so they don't have to go into the walls. It's really cool. It's really quiet. It's easy, and it saves on air conditioning. I can tell you from first-hand experience that I get about, my air conditioner works 10% of the time, meaning 90% savings. Give them a call. QCColorado.com, 303-800-3419. It'll pay for itself. 303-800-3419.
You know, a great company I talk about all the time is Master Rooter Plumbing. What I love about these guys, they'll send a plumber, licensed, insured, out to your house for a free estimate, 100% free if you live in the Denver metro area. Mention the show. You're going to get a free estimate on anything you want, and whatever work they do, they're going to give you one of the best prices you've ever seen. If you ever need a sewer line replacement because another company tells you you do, these guys will come out, they'll scope it for free, they'll show you the video, they'll show you exactly what's going on and whether or not you actually need a sewer line. If you do, they're going to beat the price by up to 50% to the competition. They own their own excavation company. You got to check these guys out. Master Rooter Plumbing, they've been on a referral list for over 10 years. Great guys, great service, great prices. 720-434-3406 or go to referrallist.com and type in Master.
Don't miss the Trading Group Show, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 630 KHOW. Learn how you can earn a full-time income as a short-term trader. That's the Trading Group Show, Saturdays at 11 a.m. The question
I can't believe he's going to places where
they
offering help.
Well, we don't know what his idea of help is. Dan.
Well, he went to Section 8 there. I imagine he's looking
Section 8, how long do we know it takes to get a voucher? Anywhere from 18 months to 2 years.
Really?
Well, around here. I mean, I don't know.
How old was he? Did he say how old he was?
He's on Social Security. I thought he was going to say that dog died. I did. I was sure that's where he was going with that dog.
Facing a job loss? Considering a
These are the calls I never know where to go on.
Or what to do with your 401k.
I don't know what you do. We get them. We get them all the time.
Yeah.
And the month December is always by far the worst for them. We'll get more of these calls in December, November, December than any other time.
That's worse.
Daily. I have nothing. I'm living outside. All the shelters are filled up.
Oh, that you get charged for removing that vehicle.
You know, when we went up, so we went to Granby twice in a row there each weekend. When we went up, there was an old RV on the side of 70. When I came back from California, it was there. You know where Idaho Springs is?
Yeah.
So coming back, Idaho Springs, you go up that big hill towards Denver, and then you start going down. So it was right off that big hill. And you could see why that big old pile didn't get up there, man. They should have never had that thing on I-70. It looked like it was made in the 60s. But it was there 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and when we went up last Friday, it was gone. It sat on the side of the road for 3 weeks. And I started thinking, I bet whoever got stuck there just abandoned it because it would cost a fortune.
That costs a fortune to get rid of an old one.
Yeah, I don't even know what you do with them.
I think you scrape off the VIN, take the license plates off, and park it somewhere.
Yeah. Especially because it broke down. I mean, the value is 100% gone. A tow truck for something like that costs a fortune.
Just get rid of it.
I couldn't believe it sat on 70, though, for over 3 weeks. That's what amazed me.
Yeah, you think the state patrol or something
Just yank it. Unless the owner kept going, I'm going to have it done, I'm going to have it done. But usually state patrol could care less. They want it off the highway.
Imagine having plenty of orange tickets on it.
It did. And it was way off. I mean, it was like, probably 7 feet off the actual road, but on the road.
Yeah.
But this poor guy, I don't know. I don't know what you do.
Call for cost information and conditions equal housing lender license in Oklahoma State and MLS Consumer Access .org number 33.
This report
I don't even know how insurance would work on that.
It's going to be another
It would be worth anything.
Well, I mean, generally you insure it for the value. It's more like a house than it is a car. They don't go to the blue book. Like mine's just, it's insured for an amount of money. So if it costs more than that, that's the max they give me.
Did you say you had a daughter?
Wife and a dog. What did he say, blue to cause the fire?
That's what I was just thinking.
The compressor?
Like in the air conditioner?
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I want to go to Rod Greer with JFR Cars. He has a comment on that repo, and I just want to get that quickly. The guy said he got a 2-month deferment. They said it was only a 1-month deferment, but he also missed his other payment in April that he combined in May and was $10 short. Rod, what was your observation on that?
I think what happened, Tom, is that he probably sent both payments in
with one check. So they applied their payment and the amount that he owed for that month, and then applied the rest to principal. And it didn't show the second one being a payment.
Or they may have applied it to his earlier payment of March because they showed it being open.
Right, but I bet you they applied the rest of it to principal.
Could be. Do they do that automatically?
No. If you don't have two, he should have sent in 2 checks and said specifically for March and April. And he should have, and then had the 2 checks, they would have applied the check for the right month. But because he sent 1 check in for the 2 months, they applied the 1 payment and put the rest towards principal. Principal don't count as a monthly payment.
I understand that. Anthony, did you send it in 1 check?
No, so I did send it in 1 check, but I did verify with the bank that they did apply it to each month, so it wasn't sent to the principal. So
how does the bank know? How does the bank know how they applied it?
Because when I called and asked the bank manager, she looked into all this and she wanted to make sure that it was applied correctly. So it was applied to each month, not to the balance.
She said that it was applied.
$10 short.
Yeah, you were $10 short.
Even with me, with me being $10 short. So they basically went and took whatever money they could to cover for the payment of March, and then the rest was applied to April. And she verified that with me. So none of it was sent to principal at all, because I wanted to make sure that that wasn't what happened, and that's what got everything.
Yeah, but how do you know it wasn't applied to March and April?
That's what happened. It was applied to March and April, and that's why I got backed up, because on their end, they're showing I was approved for a 1 month forbearance,
I get it.
even though I have.
So it was it was applied to March and April, and it was late, and you didn't make May, is what they're thinking, even though you said it was to be April and May. Rodney, you see how crazy that can be?
Yeah, there's so many dynamics there. You gotta,
and a lot of people are facing this with deferments. I'm telling you, and what they call his delay. He thought he had a deferment and he didn't. That's the problem.
It's like Wells Fargo all over again in 08 with homes.
These forbearances are only good for what they say it's good for, unless you can prove it.
You know, back then they'd string you out forever saying, "Oh, you're going to get it. We're still looking at it." Bam, foreclosure.
Okay, listen. I want to go back to Russell, but I'm not sure what to do. He has no insurance. His RV was destroyed. He lost everything. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Russell, where are you living now?
Right now I'm in Mock Bowie. My sister's in her garage right now.
And you lost absolutely everything. Now, did you have any cash in there?
I did. It was on the 8th. I get my check every month, and it's really weird. But I had some things happening on my check, so I reported my card. And I had a new changed my account number and all that, and they sent me a new card. And because I have to pay bills and everything, I pulled the money out of my bank so that I didn't. I could have access to my money, and I never do this, but I laid my keys and my wallet down on the table.
How much cash did you lose?
Like $700. It was, just wasn't.
When do you get your? Okay, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm not sure what to do. We got to give it some thought. All I can say is, if you have some. You have some comprehensive insurance. It should cover more than you're saying. But do you have any paperwork? You don't on your insurance, do you?
They send it to me in my Gmail or whatever.
Can you send it to us? We want to look at your insurance. And then also, did you do a GoFundMe at your sister's house? Did you try a GoFundMe site?
Yes, it's on there, and I'm getting a lot of viewers and everything, but nobody has donated nothing. There's been a few dollars that was donated. And
what's your GoFundMe? Hold on. What's your GoFundMe page called?
What is it called? On mine is Fire Lost Everything, and it's under Russell Howell.
Russell what?
Howell, Howell.
And then there. Yeah.
And then there's one under Sam Beal, which is my nephew, and it's on TikTok, and it's a cash app or something on TikTok.
Okay, Russell.
And there's
I need to ask, basically how we can help. So hold on.
How can we help? This poor sucker. I feel sorry for this guy.
So he was he traveling around, or
no? They just lived with him.
He just lived with him. So he basically.
I can't find this.
This report is sponsored by.
He's a nomad. I can't find this.
Sports traffic center. Taking a look at your ride this afternoon. You've got some slowdowns if you are traveling I-70 westbound. In between Harlan and Sheridan, you are seeing some slowdowns.
What did we do about
some construction going on that right lane? It's going to be closed. Major trouble spot as you travel northbound on I-25. 2 right lanes are blocked. That's going to be on 23rd. All the way past Alameda right now, looking at more than 10 minutes of delays. About 31 pinpoint weather, you can expect another warm day, mostly sunny today. High of 90 degrees with your impact traffic and weather. I'm Kate Thomas, 30K Howell.
What was his name? Does anybody remember?
Russell Howell.
Howell.
H-O-W-L-O. Like
when you do Fire Lost Everything on GoFundMe, how about ages of it?
Russell Howell.
Was it Fire Lost Everything?
Buy and build below wholesale pricing. Buy and build is where you can do your own project, get all the stuff you need below wholesale. Buy and build is where you can send your contractor. Buy and build is where you can have a turnkey project. So it's your choice. Do it yourself, send your contractor, or, of course, they can do it all. That's right. Bathrooms and kitchens, cabinets, vanities, countertops, sinks, faucets, bath hardware and accessories, even light fixtures, 560 South LaPan. That's just west on I-25 and Alameda. Okay? You go west from there. Then south on LaPan, 2 blocks, 560 South LaPan, buyandbuild.net. I am blown away every time I go there. It is so fun to browse if you're doing any home improvement projects. Buyandbuild.net, 303-295-6022. FixMyHome.com says it all for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. In fact, I'm meeting them today for a shoot because I promote Fix It 24/7 because they guarantee 100% satisfaction. They also will quote prices up front and give a detailed estimate. For just $39, they assess this situation and give you that detailed estimate. If you decide to have the work done, and that is fully disclosed up front, they'll subtract $39, so the call is free. 303-29, oh, excuse me, let me get to my bill. It's 720-526-3939 is Fix It. Fix It 24/7, fixmyhome.com. That's 720-526-3939.
Mike. First month and donate it to your favorite charity.
My Dima got into a bag of uncooked popcorn, but Google thinks she'll be okay.
That would be horrible.
Dr. Google. I love Dr. Google, Dan.
I wonder why she'd even get into that.
Because it's probably close to it. I'm saying, why is she even getting into anything unsupervised? Well, I went to let her out, went upstairs to watch TV.
Man, I just went, that freaking husky, I was outside talking on the phone. I let the husky out phone over the fence.
Oh, yeah, we used to have that problem with the Doberman.
Man.
I had one gentleman, John Little said that he has clothes and things for that guy. And then I had a guy wanting to donate $100 to Russell for the burned down RV. So I don't know what else we're going to do with that.
You know, so Brittany got a new attorney, and they still denied. The judge still denied for the conservatorship under her dad. There's something we just don't know.
They denied her
changing the conservator.
There is something.
They wouldn't let her do
She
it.
must be fucking crazy as fuck.
I thought she wanted to move it up. And that they denied. Like her court date.
I think all she has to do is take a psych evaluation, and she refuses to. And why someone refuse to take a psych evaluation? Here's the problem. Just how do you prove that you're not psycho? I mean, someone that's really good in psycho would probably be better than someone not psycho at convincing someone you're not psycho. I mean, it's fucking crazy. No, I'm not crazy. No, listen to me, I'm not crazy. I mean, how do you... I don't know. She might be seeing shit, man. I'll tell you what, though, I like how she said, fuck everybody and quit working. She was making $1 million a week in Vegas.
Oh, she's only earning herself there.
I don't know, man. She's got like $50 fucking million. She can't do anything she wants at all. So I don't even know. You realize she's on forced birth control? Did you know that shit?
Oh, how do they do that?
They make her fucking have an IUD or
I know.
whatever.
How do they do that?
Conservatorship.
They can do that.
Yeah, so over her fucking health.
Yeah. That doesn't seem right.
The whole thing's fucked up.
There is something there. I've never even heard of that. They don't do it.
I haven't, except for with older people. And it wasn't birth control. It's other medical directives.
Oh, of course. Well, I'm saying they don't even do prisoners and stuff, forced birth control.
Yeah, you're right.
Or
at least not in this country.
Some girl that had 20 kids, but they could do it to, I've never, ever heard. Wow.
Yeah, isn't that nuts?
That is nuts.
That's why I keep going. She must be fucking batshit crazy, man. The judges said numerous times, just take a psych eval. She refuses. So she got a new attorney. She had to fight for that. Got a new attorney. Got the one she wanted. And the judge says the same thing, basically. Take a psych eval. Because according to your dad, you're fucking batshit. According to all your actions, you're batshit.
Then she says her dad's taking her money and spending it.
Well, the whole family's living off her fucking money. But she put kind of an end to that. She fucking turned off the cash cow.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Let's talk and see what is on your mind. And it's important that I tell you that Water Pros was here yesterday. They have some incredible specials. Water conditioning under $2,000, water filtration under $2,000. These are whole house systems or a point of use for drinking water. You don't need bottled water anymore, and it'll take out all the contaminants you've been hearing about lately for under $1,000. Now, that's waterpros.net. Okay, so John's got a comment on systemic racism. I asked people if they could give me an example of such, because I really don't know what to look for and where I find it. And I hear the term all the time, but I'd like to know examples. John, go ahead.
Hey, thanks. They're not necessarily my opinions, but about structural racism. And it's
systemic.
Not just about... Yeah, I know. Okay, systemic.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's not really a topic about what is taught, but often what is not taught. And I'm just going to give you 3 quick examples, and I emailed one to help@troubleshooter.com to Suze. We all look at the $20 bill and see Andrew Jackson, the guy with the kind of the nice-looking wild hair. But it's often not taught that he was responsible for the murder, according to Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz, and many scholars for the murder of hundreds of thousands of indigenous people. And also, number 2 point, post-Civil War, many Anglo families would gather in public places like the public square to watch the lynchings of African Americans or black people. This is after
John, I think you're
slavery.
misinterpreting my question. Here's what I asked. What are examples of systemic racism now in our system that is being practiced that we can point to as examples? Not the history of racism. We have a ton of history running through all peoples, even black people of Africa who subjected their own people to slavery. I'm talking to today's America, examples of systemic racism. I am not saying. I'm not
I
saying
have an
it does-
example.
Go ahead.
Okay, I would say that the largest contributor to that, again, these aren't my viewpoints. This is just.
Go ahead.
I used to be an educator.
And I'm not
the way our
asking
kids-
necessarily for the education system. I am asking for, we often hear this country is wrought with systemic racism. I simply
here's an
wanted some
example of
examples.
Here's an example of systemic racism perpetuated by our educational institutions.
Go ahead.
Okay. The way our kids are tracked, sometimes historically disproportionately, white kids have been groomed to be, doctors and lawyers, while people of color have been more likely groomed to be mechanics and janitors.
How do we know that?
Well, we know that based on the way they're tested, and that's what they call tracking. So you can be, the good-looking white kid, and you may be in the Robin reading group, whereas a kid that may be struggling a little bit because he doesn't know some of the mainstream jargon or slogans of white culture, he may be considered stupid and placed in kind of the turtle group. So then you got one group of kids that are tracked to be doctors and lawyers, and another group of kids that are tracked to be janitors and mechanics.
I actually understand that. Hold on now. I don't know if it still goes on, but I do know that given certain reading and writing tests and certain tests or aptitude tests, they develop an aptitude test to see where you're better suited, and they do cater to people with better aptitude. And here's what I'm thinking. There are kids that may not understand those tests because they are given, or they used to be given, through a white perspective. They would talk about
it's the nomenclature they use.
No, I understand that. I understand that.
Okay.
And I've seen that, and I know what you're saying. Those old I call them read and write tests, where you read them and then you write answers based on the questions for that paragraph. So it judges your comprehension. It judges your ability to read and comprehend and then to relate information in writing. The problem with that is, if the reading in and of itself is about something of nature that you have no familiarity with, maybe a family setting or a business setting, or a cultural setting, and then you have to
dialect.
Yeah, and then you have to recall it and put it in terms of an essay answer. I can see, okay, this is the first time that's ever been explained, and I can absolutely see where that could be. But are they changing tests to make them more universally understood?
Well, according to it depends how left or right you get on the political spectrum. The progressives feel like they're not doing enough. Conservatives feel that's why affirmative action came along.
No, I understand that, to give them a leg up because it wasn't equal. But I'm not asking that, and I appreciate your observation. I can truly see where some of those paragraphs in SATs and LSATs and all of those were crafted that could be biased, unknowingly biased, because of what they refer to. I remember taking tests, for example, and it would talk about Mary and John are in a store in Manhattan and they're looking at certain brands and blah, 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 blah. Seriously. And then it would ask questions about that. Or they would talk about in the Middle Ages, such and such was subject to torture due to this and that, and then you answer questions about it. The problem with that is some of these kids have not been exposed to that ever, and it's just too. Maybe I understand that. I understand that their background doesn't make them familiar with that enough to be comfortable to comprehend it. Maybe 303-713-8255. Okay, listen. Is the guy on line one the guy that talked about NAD? Is that what he wanted to talk?
Well, I thought it was about NAD, and then I was corrected.
All right, James, go ahead quickly. What is your question, James?
NAD IV. Do you know anything about it?
Yes, of course. NAD IV I use. However, I'm not going to advise anyone to do anything. It's a coenzyme. Everyone uses it in their cells to convert things to energy. You need NAD. It depletes with age. When you get it in an IV, it'll store in your body, and it's great. Now, you can have it through IV or through intramuscular injections. An intramuscular injection is basically IV, and let me give you an example. When it goes into your muscle, it slowly makes it into your blood vessels. So it's kind of like... it's kind of like getting it in IV. They're both the same.
Do you find that it helps your memory and everything?
I personally feel it gives me a bit more energy. It helps me concentrate better and all of that. It is not a miracle enzyme. It's not like one day you say, wow, I'm awoken, or everything's wonderful. No, but it does help. It does help. Kind of like hormone optimization helps and all of that. I'm not going to say it's the end all and be all, but I do notice benefit.
One thing I can see where that guy was kind of a little bit in that, but look at foreign students coming over here. They got to take the SAT. They're really.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but a lot of them aren't based on necessarily.
Yeah. No, you were saying that they didn't really understand going to the store.
I just happened to, because I'm taking something to get into a long story to a school, and it's an extension school, and I recall some of the paragraphs, and I'm going to tell you something. A black kid, I think, would have difficulty even identifying with the setting in which it's written.
What does that have to do with examples of math behind the question?
Well, no.
What's their mistakes in Manhattan or the ghetto? What's the difference?
Because it's not math. These tests are math.
Right.
They have a science portion.
Almost like an IQ test?
No, they're not. They're standard testing.
According to Ohio, like a
here's what they're supposed to be, Mark. SATs, LSATs. LSATs a little different, but SATs. And what was the other one for?
ACT.
Yeah. Granite Liquidators, the place to go for wholesale prices on countertop material. If you want to buy slab material, the good news is Granite Liquidators sells to the public at wholesale pricing. And here's what I really love about it. You go up to 5075 Tabor Street. You buy what you want in that big yard. When you get it, they put your name on it and save it for you. GraniteLiquidators.com. Buy the stone first, decorate around it. Why would I say that? Because when you do that, stone can't easily be replaced. So what you do is you buy that stone first, and then you make your other buying decisions. It's the wise way to do it. No matter who you hire to do your stuff, Granite Liquidators can be your stone supplier at wholesale pricing. That's GraniteLiquidators.com. GraniteLiquidators.com. Sheridan Autotech. Honesty. Sheridan Autotech. Integrity. Sheridan Autotech experience. Sheridan Autotech is friendly, and Sheridan Autotech is convenient with 2 locations in Lakewood and in Aurora. And the way you find out is simply go to SheridanAutotech.com to find out. You'll find it in Lakewood, just west of Wadsworth on Colfax, okay, or on Havana, just south of 6th Avenue. Electrical repair and all of that, plus regular maintenance repair issues. 303-455-7242. I gave out that website, didn't I? SheridanAutotech.com, and before that, GraniteLiquidators.com. Do you know that those .coms or .whatever you have do you no good if you don't have SEO, and you don't have help. To get help, getfoundfast.com. What do I mean by that? Well, Get Found Fast is a company that will do a free analysis of your site and tell you the strengths and weaknesses free of charge. They'd like you to hire them, but there's no obligation. Getfoundfast.com. What do we do about the guy? Guys?
See if he can send in his insurance. That might be a good place to start.
You know,
because he sounds confused on it.
Right. And even on that, Scott, I will bet you it's worth nothing. Why did this go?
It probably is worth nothing.
Hey, wait. Is Doc here?
What's up?
You can choose to vaccinate your children and protect them from COVID-19.
This was supported by the CDC. It comes
What, is Doc not silence his phone?
He swears up and down as it's ringing with silence. It's the funniest damn thing I've ever seen.
You know, mine, I get tricked. Goes through my computer.
We can help you out. Don't miss out. Rates will go up as things improve, and you don't want to miss out on your chance. 303-867-7000 or online at idealhomeloans.com. Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between
It's kind of funny, it's on
home sale.
Do Not Disturb, but I had called him. You know, the Do Not Disturb, I think if you keep
I don't
calling.
think your phone's that
No,
fucking
I think if
smart.
you keep calling, you get through. I think there's a setting for that.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that?
If you have it on just regular Do Not Disturb, it says, I think it's if you call twice within so long and stuff,
It'll go through it?
Yeah.
You can set that, though,
Yeah,
not to, right?
right. Repeated calls, there it is right there. A second call from the same person within 3 minutes will not be silenced.
I knew you were going to be coming in for that.
This takes a little bit.
Oh, well, man. These are the worst. How's Addie like it? Like the job?
Okay. It's a little getting used to.
Has she got any rough people?
No. Not yet.
Dolce got it when Tom went on his fat people rant.
She got one.
Oh, she got a fucking earful, bro. Oh, you don't know. She grew up fast. She grew up in those 2 hours.
She didn't tell one. She's not told one caller who she is. Not one caller. Your child.
Oh.
For good reason.
She says she's Suzanne's assistant. One lady knew it was Tom's kid. He goes, "Oh, this is Tom's kid," because I think she's that Paula lady who listens all the time. I think she had heard Tom say Dolce in the past.
Russell's back.
Michael Brown.
House burned down. It wasn't a house.
I don't. What are we doing? Well, that's what he said to begin with.
Trailer.
Yeah, he literally said his house.
It's his house.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Russell, we want to get a hold of your insurance. Did you send that to Suzanne?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, we're going to give you an email address if you hang on. And then then what we want to try to do is figure out what can we do to help you. What are you hoping we can do?
Well, okay, this is the grand finale. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Okay. They had my motorhome towed from the spot where it caught fire at, and they towed it to Extreme Towing in Aurora, Colorado. I went there. I paid all the expenses, everything that I had to do to have it towed out of there. I rented a spot.
Why did you want it out of there?
Well, because everything underneath the coach, you know, in the storage spaces underneath, nothing under there was touched by the fire or anything. All my tools, everything.
Okay, so what happened? Did you get it out of there?
No, I didn't, because my AAA tow company, roadside assistance, came and they said that the Extreme Towing shouldn't even move that thing. It wasn't even safe.
Well, can't you just get your stuff out of it?
Well, they stole it. Everything that was left that I owned was stolen, and the only people that had access to it was inside a locked yard, and I paid them the money and everything.
Wait, how much did you pay them to get it out of there?
Well, it was what, $300 that I gave them to get it out.
Okay, hold on.
And then,
did you pay them the $300 before examining it?
No, I went out there to the yard and I filmed it. And the owner's son of the tow company, I asked him, I said, is it okay if I film this? And he said, sure, that's okay.
Okay, hold on.
So
Russell, in the interest of time, you went and filmed all your stuff in the RV storage bays. Then you paid the money, and when you went back, all the stuff was missing.
Yes, and I filmed it again.
All right, hold on. Suze, he's got before and after video. I want to get him back on the show first thing tomorrow. We do want to help you. God, it sounds like such a bad deal. We'll figure it out, all right? I'm Tom Martino. Save all your problems for me.
Wow, that's crazy.
This poor guy. This poor guy.
And I bet he was filming it thinking he had some insurance or whatever.
The thing is, if he had storage and tools and all that, those bastards probably did take it. He paid, and they said he's going to be coming here.
I can't believe it was only $300.
And he